What's going on, everybody? Oh my gosh. Starting the day early and, actually starting tonight a little bit later than usual, just because it is one of those things where it's a wine night. A little bit of, we are, hope everybody's doing good tonight. It's going to be pretty awesome. Yeah, yay! It's wine night tonight. My daughter's not a big fan of wine night, so most likely she's going to come rushing in here and say, "What are you doing?" Tonight it is Apothic Red Winemakers Blend from California. Jaden says, "Don't drink a lot. I didn't even get a glass." Apothic Red is what we're doing. A bottle from 2016. So a 4-year-old bottle of Apothic Red. And, there's a potential of some wine distributors that could possibly sponsor wine nights. But, we got to kind of do everything. But, yeah, lots of cool stuff to talk about tonight. And, normally we don't go live until 8 o'clock. And, it is what it is. What's going on? Let me say hello to everybody. Jeremy, what's going on? Hold on. Jeremy, what's going on? Susie, what's going on? Susie, I am so glad that you got your I'm so glad that you actually got your package from the Bootsy Collins Music Cares giveaway. I know that anybody that got something from Bootsy, that is actually I think shipped out yesterday or today. I spoke with her, and so Apothic Red. Typically with red, you want to open them, you want to kind of let it just let it breathe a little bit. So maybe we'll do that, but I'm going to speed up the breathing process by pouring into this glass. I think that's probably not the right way to do it. But, until there is some wine distributor who is interested in sponsoring wine night and correcting me, I'm going to say what I like. So Apothic Red is the wine tonight. And, we kind of keep on going back and forth. But, man, we got so many other things going on. Cammie, what's going on? Jaden, don't worry. I don't drink a lot. I normally have like a glass. Just hanging out with the crew. We're all good. Donna, what's going on? Mei Ling, Little Red Corvette's in the house. Mei Ling Stone Pool, what's going on? Veronica, hello. Bert, hello. April, hello. This is April from Keeley says, I like that wine. Yeah, I don't think I've tried this one before, but it's 4 years old, so we'll see. Hey, what's going on? Dunn 9977. How are you, Charlotte? What's going on? Gordon, hello. I'm assuming that whenever I see these little messages come from Susie, she is doing these stars. She is like a Facebook star. And I can't say thank you enough, Susie. It's awesome. So if you guys are enjoying, if you're watching on Facebook Live and you are enjoying yourselves, absolutely, then without a shadow of a doubt, I applaud you and thank you, because I'm not even fully grasp the whole stars thing yet. I don't know if it's been a scenario where I've acquired enough stars to amount to anything, but we just started the stars thing, so that's just anyways. Dunn says, "Whoop whoop, Susie." Yes, Susie is killing it. She's a Facebook star. Eddie says, "Did you get the 7-inch vinyls that sold out?" I did not. I did not order those, just because you gotta understand, when I purchased the we're going to be talking about tonight, the Sign of the Times Super Deluxe box set, that alone was already $150. That was $159 just for that. And then on top of that, I bought some other stuff too. I don't know if I bought shirts or buttons or what, but I bought like another $50 worth of stuff as well. So it was insane. It was just ridiculous, the amount of merch that I'd already purchased. So I don't know that I was in that place that I kind of felt like, hey, I got an idea. Why don't I spend an additional, however much money it was, to buy the 7-inch vinyls? Because as you may have known, Lionel, good vibes. Thanks, Lionel. I appreciate it. Watching on YouTube over there. Cammie, thank you so much. Whenever I see these little messages go by that on this side where I can't necessarily see the what's happening. All right. When I can't necessarily see the message on this side, like the StreamYard side, then I can't. I'm assuming that you guys are sending stars. So I am, Veronica says, what are the stars for? So the stars are something that, the stars are basically, thank you, Cammie, for sending stars also. So basically, stars are like a way for you to support the broadcast. I've been doing this for years, and this is, Facebook just started doing this thing, and it allows users and listeners and viewers like yourself to be able to just say, I dig this broadcast. Let me throw some stars your way. And I don't know what the monetary value of these stars are yet. I don't think it's all good. According to Cammie, it's a penny per star. Is that what it is, really? Susie says, I think you get $100 for every 1,000 stars. That sounds right. If it's a penny per, yeah, I guess I would, or would it be 10? I don't know. So it would take a lot of stars to amount to anything. For those who already have wine poured, cheers. We're going to be talking a lot. For some of these broadcasts, I have absolutely nothing planned tonight. We have some really, really cool things to talk about tonight, which could take up a little bit of time. I don't know. We're about to find out. For right now, cheers for those who have wine. Cheers. Again, whoa. That's definitely a lot different than the wines I normally drink. Anyways, this is a Apothic Red 2014. It's good. It's potent. It's got like a pretty hearty flavor to it for sure. Anyways, what is that red thing I'm saying? Oh, it's this. It was an optical illusion. It looked like it was over there on top of my desk. I was like, what is that? It's like some red Alexa sitting on the thing. Eddie says, loved your interview last week with Microwave. Thank you. Absolutely. Oh man, let me tell you. We are going to be having, I'm actually editing that video because I know we had some audio issues in the front. So I think the only version of that interview that is available right now currently is the one with all the craziness going on. That video is being edited and it will be posted this week. It will be posted. So keep an eye on things, but we're going to be talking about, so here's a list of things we're going to be talking about tonight. First off, I did invite my good friend Wally Safford on the show tonight. He may or may not. It's a scheduling thing. He may or may not be able to make it. We don't go live until 8:00. So I don't anticipate him coming on at least until then. But Wally has got a brand new Facebook page called Wally's All Access, and he's doing a podcast mostly about Prince and his time with Prince, which he had an extensive time with Prince. It was pretty much like, it was a pretty extensive period of time where he was on stage with him. He was called his bodyguard, but he wasn't really his bodyguard. He was just his friend, confidant, hanging out, did a lot of stuff. And it was just part of the whole process. And he's got some great stories. And they just released the first episode of Wally's All Access. Just a couple days ago, I guess it was, and he brought on the amazing and very talented and very funny Jerome Benton. So he's got his first episode. So I wanted him to come on and kind of talk a little bit about what he's going to be doing and kind of give a little bit of information about what people can expect if they join Wally's All Access. It's really, really cool. But definitely check it out. We're also going to be talking about this. So we're talking about this a little bit. I'll talk about this a little bit while I'm talking about other things. Many of you know that Jaden, my daughter, my youngest daughter, has a site. Oh my gosh, this one's not been has a website that called TwoGeorgiaGirls.com. TWO Georgia Girls. It may be a little bit light. I can certainly make it brighter. Well, that's actually, oof. And I think that's probably too bright, but that's okay. And I actually switched a little bit too. I switched setups. But anyway, she's got a website called TwoGeorgiaGirls.com, TWOGeorgiaGirls.com. And they have a brand new exclusive slime that's out right now called Gold Rush, and it's ridiculous. This one I think we didn't use enough. There's a certain check out the color of this. It's like a shiny gold, and it's the scent of frankincense and myrrh. And basically, for those of you who are not familiar with this, it is it's a website that sells therapeutic slime. So it has like all different types of things. It has all different types of things for inflammation. If you have problems with arthritis, it also has calming scents like lavender. All of it is infused with hemp seed oil and argan oil. This one has frankincense and myrrh, and this one's super potent because of the fact that this one here, this specific one that is this golden, crazy golden yellow, it takes 2 weeks to make this one. And she's got it in a limited edition. And I think she only has there's only like 5 or 6 jars of it. And it's called Gold Rush. And this one is ridiculous. My favorite one was the Tempting Tangerine one. That was my all-time favorite one. I absolutely loved it. It was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. And anyways, there's lots of different scents in there. They got lavender scents if you want to kind of relax. They've got Tempting Tangerine, which is just tangerine. It's got like this Indian Nag Champa. It's sent to it. So if you kind of want to get into a meditative space, like if you're into meditation or yoga, it's like a great thing to kind of play with to kind of get your mindset right. This one has a lot of anti-inflammation properties to it. Again, frankincense and myrrh. And it's just, this one is, it's a small one because I didn't want to open up a whole entire jar because I didn't want to waste a whole entire jar, but it's amazing. It's so friggin' cool. And again, there's only 5 or 6 jars. I think there's technically 6 jars, but I think she's already promised one of them out to Cammie. But this is the Gold Rush. And that is just, look at the color in that. It takes 2 weeks to make this. And it is just this unreal. This is unreal. TwoGeorgiaGirls.com, or you can also go to that address right there, which is slimeforadults.com. You can also go to them too. Pretty awesome. There's only about 5 or 6 jars of that, but that is a limited run. She will make more, but right now, as it stands, it's very, very limited batch, and it's insane. Oh my gosh. The scent is just, it's just insane. Yeah. Done. It could, they have lots of different things that you can do to kind of, keep your hands busy and everything else. Done. I will tell you, the slime is, you can either go to slimeforadults.com or you can go to TwoGeorgiaGirls.com, TWOGeorgiaGirls.com. And they've got a bunch. She's got lavender and sandalwood and everything else. And obviously with school, there's so many that she sold out. She sold out of a bunch of different stuff. And so they're going to be making, I guess this weekend, they're replenishing the entire inventory. So even if it says back order, there's going to be a bunch of stuff. Plus she's made about 4 or 5 different ones that are not up there yet. She's got a spiced apple one, a bunch of different other things too, but almost all of them are infused with hemp seed oil, straight full-blown hemp seed oil for, to help their, reduction of inflammation in your hands or arthritis and joints. And so as you're playing with it, not only do you get that aromatherapy from everything from the different types of scents that are available, but they also have a lot of medicinal things too. Obviously with the FDA, you can only say it may do this and it may do that, but they just, how it is. But that's the newest one. That's the Gold Rush. And I think there's only one that's actually made for kids that's on there. All of these are made for adults typically only. But she does have one that's on there that is actually in stock. There's two of them in stock called Pink Sugar Power, and it actually has beads in it and stuff, and it's really cool to play with. But anyways, I'd get it because it's limited edition, and it will be, I'm sure it will be gone before we're done with this broadcast, I'm sure, because there's only like 6 of these, and one of these are promised out. So there's that. Done. I am so thankful that you came and joined us. We haven't even started the show yet. The show doesn't officially start until 8 p.m. So thank you for hanging out, and hopefully we'll see you later on. Absolutely. I'm trying to see here. I forgot to start forgot to put this other music stuff in here. So lots of cool stuff coming in, and it looks like Jaden is actually the creator herself is coming to join us. One of the 2 Georgia girls is behind me, so it's gonna be pretty cool. Yes, Susie, you are absolutely right. Let me see what some of the comments here. Susie, you're absolutely right. Chick Huntsberry was Prince's bodyguard, technically is Prince's bodyguard, but that wasn't the only person that he had that were around him to protect him. And one of the people that was around to protect him additionally was also Wally. Damon D was part of that mix as well. There were so many people that were part of the process that they typically called his bodyguard, but he was being protected by quite a bit of people. And so there's that. Let's see. You got to make sure that we are running on time and that we don't run over. Okay, go. So once we go live, again, we're going to be talking a little bit about, I don't know, I may bring up the Gold Rush thing. It just kind of all depends. But, we'll just have to see. We'll just have to see. And then on top of that, what else? We're going to talk with Wally Safford. Wally, wearing that shirt. I got to take care of Wally. That's my buddy. And then on top of that, Donna, what's going on? Hello. Terry wants to know, Jaden, what is the scent of Pink Sugar Power? The Pink Sugar Power is a cotton candy scent. So it's not really therapeutic. It's the only one that's really designed for kids, because she also figured that if the adults are ordering slime and they get slime in the mail, that the kids might get upset. So she wanted to make an offering for kids that they could actually play with. But all of them are just therapeutic and just slime for adults. But we're going to be talking about Wally's site. We're also going to be talking about the release of Sign of the Times Super Deluxe that's officially supposed to be released today. Not today, Friday, but people have been getting it in the mail today. And when I heard that they were getting it in the mail today, I have been watching. I was waiting for that news, for that post guy to come, because I was like, maybe I might get this today. And I've been seeing some of the pictures and of these people unraveling this stuff and unwrapping it, and it looks incredible, and I can't wait to get my hands on it. But we'll talk a little bit about what we've seen. And then on top of that, what else are we talking about today? Lots of other little tidbits and stuff. The Billboard Music Awards nominees were listed, which is just a total garbage fest. And I tell you what, even though we don't start the show until 8:00, I want to go ahead and bring my good friend Wally in, because he's just kind of just sitting there. I don't know what he's doing. Wally looks like he's busy, but we're going to find out. Hold on a second. Let me actually, I got to get my headset on, because I got to make sure that I can hear him. So I got to make sure this doesn't fail me again. Wally, what's up, man?
Hey, Chris. Hey, everybody. Hey, how everybody doing? Everybody, hey, how's it going?
Wally Safford in the house.
Hey.
Look at you. You saw my shirt, right? You saw the show, right?
Shirt looks good on you.
Yeah, I had to get like the 6X.
Yeah, well, I'm right with you.
That's just, but man, I'm so happy to have you on the show. We actually go live at 8:00. So right now you're just hanging out with the pre-crew here. Everybody's saying hello.
Hey, everybody. Hey, Purple community.
RV saying hello. There's RV saying hello. There's Cody saying hello, and
hey,
Cammy.
Cody.
Little Cammy there. Of course, the one and only Little Red Corvette, Mailing Stonepool.
Hey, Mailing. There she is, the one and only.
The one and only. Who else we got over here? Susan says hello.
Hey, Susan.
Let's see who. My goodness. Everybody. Susie Queen saying hello, man. You got fans everywhere.
Oh, man, I didn't even know I had a fan base until about maybe 4 or 5 years ago.
Tanya says hello. Donna says hello. Terry says hello. You're famous. Look at you.
No, I wish. I wish I was famous.
Oh my gosh. There's April. April's in there. I think I already showed Connie. Yeah, there's a bunch of folks here. Yeah. I don't know who I can't remember who I picked because I kind of went back up the list. Oh, there's Todd says, "What's shaking, Wally?"
Hey, ain't nothing shaking but the bacon.
There's little Dawn saying, "Hey, Wally." It's really cool to have you on the show. Especially, this is one of those things. Mailing says, "Wally, I love the Jerome's party and purple paisley brunch."
Yes. I had a good time.
So, and Cammy says just got your book a couple of weeks ago. We're going to be talking about that. Also, who else is here? Lucky's on YouTube says, "Hey, Wally, what's going on?" Lots of folks.
Hey, Lucky.
Man, I'm telling you, a lot of when we go live, we're gonna be going live here in about 4 minutes, and once we do, I'm gonna talk about all access. Who else is saying hello here? Man, he's kind of all over.
Hey, Terry.
Terry says it's a great read. You will like it. Andre says, "Hey, Andre. Wally, what's going on?" Let's see. Tanya says, "Is Wally's podcast on Spotify?" Well, they just released episode 1. We're going to talk about this. We just released episode 1 with the mighty Jerome Benton. Heck of a first guest there, brother.
Yes.
And he is and I know that there's more coming. I was talking with Audrey a little bit earlier yesterday. We were talking and told me about some of the guests that you got, but we'll save that for the show so we can talk about things. But yeah, it's going out to, there's only been 1 episode done so far.
Yes.
But it's going to be going out to Stitcher and Spotify and
a
bunch of other places.
Podcast, Stitcher.
Yep.
Then Alexa, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, Listen Notes, Overcast, Pocket Cast, Castro, Amazon Music, and Google Podcasts and iHeartRadio.
I was going to take a break while you were rambling them off. I was going to take a break while you were rambling them off.
Well, no. Go ahead. You can take a break and I can take one with you.
Oh, my gosh. Jamie says, "What's going on, Wally?"
Hey, Jamie.
Eddie says, "Wally, loved you in the video, girls and boys, how you pickpocketed that dude. Hilarious, LOL."
Yeah, that was my money I pickpocketed.
Oh, my gosh. Let's see. I'm surprised no one has asked you. So where did you get those glasses?
I got them glasses from Target. Well, actually, Prince bought those glasses, those Ray-Bans. So it was part of the wardrobe.
Okay. About to go live in 2 minutes, but you can come in. Oh, we're not live yet for another 2 minutes. What's up? I mean, I'm on the line, yes, but what's up?
Can I come with you?
Yes, that's fine. Go ahead. Yeah, we got to get all this stuff out of the way now. All right.
Right.
Wally,
man?
I've been doing good, brother.
Good,
I am so glad for you, man. I'm so happy for you, and that you've been doing everything that you've been doing. And man, I'm so happy that you got this podcast coming out, that's out now, and that you're starting to get this rolling. And you got like about, from what I heard, like about 4 or 5 episodes in the can. So we're waiting for it's there's a bunch of other people, guys. So we got to get these highs out of the way before we go live here.
Hey, everybody.
Susan says, "What's the name of the book?"
Hold on 1 second.
he's gonna show it to you.
Here it is. Wally,
There it is.
Wally, where you get those glasses?
Yeah, let me make you full screen so they can see that real well. Wally, where'd you get those glasses? That's right.
Oh,
Parliament, Pendergrass, and Prince. Triple P.
yeah.
That's it right there. Hey Anna, how you doing? Audrey, hello. Audrey's in the house, your co-host.
Oh, my lovely co-host Audrey Johnson in the house.
Yeah, she's in there. She says, hey.
Whoop whoop.
Elisa
AKA,
says hello.
AKA right there.
Gosh, let's see. Anna says hello.
Hey Anna.
Eddie says, Wally, how did you love France during the movie? Oh, we're gonna get into all these questions for sure.
Okay.
We got 17 seconds. All right, here we go. Hold on. Got to get ready. I got to get this glass of wine. Take a sip of glass of wine. You got anything to drink over there, Wally?
Some water.
That's good too. That's probably what I should be drinking here. I'm gonna be talking. All right, here we go. All right. Hello, one and all. I hope everybody's doing good. Yes. A lot of people always ask me who is that song? What is that song? Where can I find that song? That song is by the band Dumpsta Funk. Dumpsta Funk, if you don't know. Dumpsta Funk is Ian Neville's band, Ivan Neville's band. That's pretty much like a Neville project, pretty much, called Dumpsta Funk. That song is called Dirty Word. And second I heard it, I said, oh, that's my theme song for sure.
Hey, there you go.
That is my theme song for sure. Everybody, thank you for joining us worldwide. Now we kind of flipped the switch and went from just YouTube and Facebook Live to we're all over now. So now you guys all over the world are listening, and there's some folks that watch internationally on YouTube and Facebook. We know that too, but this is actually the full-blown audio version of our show, and it's a free-for-all show, so we really didn't talk too much about what we were going to do. And, there were some things that I wanted to discuss, like the Sign of the Times Super Deluxe that's coming out this Friday, and how some people are or have managed somehow or another to actually get a hold of that release already. They have it 4 days in advance. We're seeing pictures up online, and some people are reporting to getting it super, super early. But I did a little bit of research on a couple of those people, and I found out that some of those folks actually work for music stores and record stores. So what's happening is that they're getting those shipments and they're taking them out. So you can expect to see a bunch of bootleg releases of that Super Deluxe popping up online, I would imagine, at some point in time. Who knows? Very shortly, because it's out there. And of course, this was a last minute edition, but whenever we do these free for alls, last time we did a free for all, Morris Hayes dropped in and Tony M dropped in, and that was actually cool. And tonight we did another free for all, and my good friend Wally Safford's in the house. Wally, where'd you get those glasses, Safford? What's up, man?
Hey, everybody. Hey, Purple community. Hey, Prince fams. How y'all doing?
Man, I am like beside myself, because I always love having you on, because you are just full of stories. And one of the things that I'm like so excited about right now is that you actually have a brand new podcast that is out. There are so many different podcasts, Prince podcasts, that are out there done by people that, never really knew Prince, super personally. Like myself, I've met him a few times, but didn't really have any of those intimate moments. Everything was very, very quick and, very, super cordial, and that was it. But I can't think of any podcast, really, to be totally honest, that are out there that are being hosted by people who really, with the exception of a few instances of like Funkenberry, he's had some intimate moments with Prince, but nobody that's had like the types of stories and the types of longevity as far as moments and time with Prince that you've had. and you have got a brand new podcast called, it's the full name Wally's All Access.
It's Wally's All Access, a look at entertainment behind the curtain.
Nice. So what's really cool is that what's the website address? It's a Facebook page. Is it Facebook Wally's All Access or?
Yes.
Okay, so it's facebook.com/Wally's All Access.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's not the exact address, I will make sure that I get the correct address up on the Facebook page. If you guys want to join in, you can certainly visit on YouTube, youtube.com/users/Funkatopians with an NS on the end of it. If you can't find it that way, you can just go to youtube.com and search for Funkatopia and you'll see it there. Just click on it. And you can join us live there, or you can also join us on Facebook at facebook.com/Funkatopia. And this is where we're actually doing a video. I'm on the video. Wally's on the video. There's a live chat room that's happening here. So if you want to ask questions to Wally while we got him on the line, I don't know how long he's going to be able to hang out with us, but the man's a busy man. So
I'm just trying to, me and Audrey working day and night,
Yeah, so I at least want you to hang out for about 15 minutes just to kind of give a little bit of background story and kind of tell you some of the stuff is going on and whatnot.
Yeah.
So one of the things that, again, I'm so excited about it because you just released your first episode of Wally's All Access, and to kind of give you a little bit of a taste of the type of quality that you're going to be releasing. Your very first guest was Jerome Benton, which
that's my brother from another mother. Yes.
Yeah. So you guys actually have quite a bit of history because you've been around for decades and decades and decades, still, decades. So, but there's so many stories, going back all the way from the 80s, and in some of the first episode that you have here, you guys are sharing stories about going to France, and I mean, amazing little details. Like when you guys were in France, you were given a tour of France directly from Martin Scorsese. So it was just like he gave you a tour of France. So it's just like those types of things, those types of stories are not going to be things that you're going to see in books typically. And you just have all these insane stories, and so excited. So give us a little bit of an idea of, what people can expect if they become a member of Wally's All Access, and some of the stuff.
Well, the Wally's All Access, a look at entertainment backstage. It's basically, it consists of people that ran Prince's production, PRN production. So, like the sound engineers, lighting engineers, the guitar techs, the roadies, the riggers. I mean, everybody. So, no one ever get to hear from them. So I was just trying to put a platform for them, where their voices can be heard.
Now, are you going to be focusing on just Prince? I mean, or because you also did a lot of work with Pendergrass, and you did a lot of work with Parliament and stuff like that too, which many people can get. You have a book out. Many people don't know you have a book out. It's called Wally, Where'd You Get Those Glasses? You're watching the video. He's actually holding up a copy of that book called Wally, Where'd You Get Those Glasses? My Life Through the Lens of Parliament, Pendergrass, and Prince. You can get it on Amazon, physical copy. I actually have the Kindle version because I like to be able to search text if I want to. So where did he say that? I don't have to flip through the books. But one of the things I really, really enjoyed is, just some of the deeper stories that you just don't get anywhere else. So what?
The podcast is also kind of coordinate with my book as well, with some of the stories from the book. So that was that. So, me and Audrey sat down for months. And also, I got to give a shout out to Tanja Pegues, who was also helping us research. And we wanted the podcast to just be a little different. We don't want to be on for like 3-4 hours. We want to be on about an hour. We don't want to kill, everybody, And like I said, I know, sometimes the podcast, go on longer than normal.
Yeah.
And so it'll be uploaded. And like I said, the whole thing is I just want to try to touch bases with people that they never talk about, and some of the band members as well.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna have you on there as well.
I would be honored to be on there. So who are some of the guests that you have coming up besides me?
Well, I got myself, Jerome Benton.
Mhm.
I got Karen Kradger, K2, and Stacia Fiedler, Roy Bennett. Roy Bennett. Dr. Susan Rogers will come on later on this fall. So I had spoken
Nice.
to her. So, just like I said, I just want to touch bases with people that really haven't talked that much. So that was my goal, to give them their platform. And roadies of color.
Well, I gotta say, first off, one of the things that impresses me the most about you, Wally. I mean, you and I have been friends for years now,
Yes.
and one of the things I can tell, what impresses me about you is, if I was ever in trouble for something or a crime happened somewhere and people ask me, hey, where were you on August 3rd, 19,
Right, right.
whatever, there ain't no friggin' way I would be able to tell you. The only way I might be able to do it is I might be able to say, what was the songs that were top on the radio? Because that's kind of how my brain works. It's like, what was on the radio? Because I can tell you where I was based on the music that was on the radio.
Right.
But you just have this insane ability to be able to say, oh yeah, well, that was a Tuesday and that was at that club on that street and
Right.
this person was there and that guy was.
Well,
Is this like something that you've always been good at, is just
well,
maintaining all of this?
well, God gave us all special gifts, and one of mine is just memory. A lot of situations with Prince, I put them like snapshot photos in the back of my head. I can tell you exactly what he was wearing, the shoes, everything he was wearing. I mean, this goes all the way back to my childhood with Jackie Wilson.
Mm.
Jackie Wilson and my brother was best friends. So,
Really?
I
I did
remember
not know that.
he drove a powder blue Cadillac with white leather interior. I thought he
You
was a
remember
pimp.
the interior of the car?
Yes, a white leather interior. I thought he was a pimp.
Oh my gosh. Sounds like it. That would probably be what I would walk away with. It was like, that's
he had on a powder blue gabardine shirt with the wide elephant collar. So
oh my God.
he had the makeup on, everything. I thought he was a pimp.
Oh, man. I mean, it's just so cool because, as I mentioned, the first episode was released. So when you guys get done here, you definitely want to make sure that you go and check out Wally's All Access and check out the first episode with Jerome Benton, because, it's the stories that you guys get going on are just so cool to actually, be a part of that process. And, because even Jerome, who admittedly is just like, what was the name of that club? What was it? And Wally's like, oh, that was such and such club.
Oh, we was in Paris. It was
Yeah.
the Samba Club. Yes.
See, what year was that?
That was 85, 86.
You remember a club that you went to in 1985?
Yeah, and when we was in Rio de Janeiro, we went to the Copacabana. We went to Club Hippo. We went to a bunch of clubs.
Yeah, that's just but it's just amazing to me that you go to all these clubs. It's like, I get a few days removed and I have to like ask a friend, what was the name of that club?
Right.
I see. I have one of these Etch-a-Sketch brains. Like, I remember really, really, obvious details, but then there's going to be these moments where it's just like my brain's like, that's not important. Shake, 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 shake. But you're like the total opposite of that. You are just,
I mean, very detailing. I mean, down to the clothing and almost what time of the day it was, like the weather.
Oh man, well, I am looking because I know that you guys just did your first episode, and my really, really good friend, one of probably somebody that I really, really admire as a Prince fan and just as an all around amazing person, Audrey. Audrey is your co-host, and she was one of the first people that I met when I went to Minneapolis. During the celebration, and we've stayed friends ever since, and it's just amazing to me, the kind of the banter that you have. She kind of is like almost the person that's driving the podcast,
Yes.
allow kind of freeing you up to kind of do more of your stories and everything else.
Yes.
And so I think it's a really good mix, so it's Audrey and you that are kind of co-hosting this show. And again, Jerome Benton on the first episode, and I'm not sure who it was that's going to be on the second episode, but you've got like all these names that people have not heard of. Like you rambled off a few names there that I had never heard of. Who are some of the ones that you just mentioned that people would know?
Karen Krattinger, Stacia Fiedler. They ran Prince's PRN production back in the 80s.
Right.
Right up to 90 something, up to Graffiti Bridge.
So for those people here that may not be familiar with you, give like a really brief synopsis history about how you got involved with Prince, and also, what you did through 88, that, from the time that you met him through 88, and just a little brief synopsis, just so people understand who you are and why you were so important in that whole organization.
Well, I did security from 79 to 88. I wasn't looking to be in entertainment. It just happened. My brother-in-law, Billy Sparks, him and his partner, Quentin Perry, had the tours, because Prince only toured during the winter. So, fall, winter, year, months. So
right.
That one thing led to another. So, but I used to hang out with George Clinton them all the time, watching them rehearsal in the backyard on Linwood and West Grand over there by Davidson Freeway.
Oh,
So I was over there, used to hang out with them while they used to rehearse in the backyard. And then me and Bootsy's band member Peanut, we used to play ball together at Palmer Park. So I was very familiar with those guys. So I used to hang out and run around with them.
Well, I am so excited for you, man, because I've always just wished you nothing but the best, and you've always been, we've stayed friends for a while, and it was just really, really good to really, first off, when the book came out, I was happy for you that you finally got that. Are these shorts? I am actually wearing a shirt, and for those of you who just joined us, I am actually wearing a shirt. This Wally, where'd you get those glasses? T-shirts? Do they still sell these?
Well, I still have a few in stock, not many. I gotta get some more printed up.
I love it. It's one of my favorite shirts because it's really good, high quality made,
yes.
and people always ask me, and I was like, yeah, it's a friend of mine.
Well, I didn't want to get no cheap. I didn't want to get no cheap quality T-shirt, one wash, and then it started coming apart.
Right, right. Yeah, it's so it was cool. Anyway, so you got the book. And that was good to see, because I know that was a good milestone for you as far as getting that stuff together. And so I just feel like this podcast angle is going to be really good for you, because you've got so many stories that you're sharing from the inside. It's not just yet another podcast like we're doing, and not another podcast is just a view from the outside, and here's what we think. This is something that's coming from the inside, who was someone who was intimately involved with Prince during the highest part of his career, the most successful wedge of his career. You were there for day in, day out. And so I think you're going to have, I think people definitely, I'm seeing a bunch. I don't know that you can see a chat on your side of the screen or not, but there's so many people that are over here that are,
I can't see them.
Oh yeah, and it says, people can see it, but I don't know how to change it in the settings. But there's so many people in here that are saying they're already subscribed. Here's Connie. She said just subscribe. Can't wait to listen. So all I can tell you is go to facebook.com/Wally's All Access, I believe it, and I will double check that address.
Yeah, it's on Spotify as well.
Yeah. Okay. So yes, it's Wally's All Access Pass is what it is. So if you look for Wally's All Access Pass on Facebook, you can go to the page and you could subscribe. Make sure that you go. I want everybody here to go and search Facebook for Wally's All Access Pass and subscribe. You can also see it on Spotify but the cool thing about doing subscribing on Facebook is in between the episodes, there's a lot of chatter and there's a lot of posts that are happening in the Facebook, realm. So subscribe. Everybody here subscribe.
Yeah, but so also for some of the Patreons that's taking place, the part they would get, little nuggets. They would get some signed autographed copies of the book along with Wally's glasses. I have
There-
those and some T-shirts. So
Nice. There you go. There's and Lenny, of course, we all know the
Hey,
mighty
Lenny.
Lenny, Mr.
What's
Man.
up, Lenny L Boogie?
Yeah, L Boogie's in the house. Well, he says Wally is the man. That means a lot coming from the man.
Yeah, well, hey, no, Lenny's the man. You know.
He is, absolutely. April says, Wally, are you going to be part of the Netflix documentary being filmed about Prince? Kim Berry went live yesterday as she was getting ready to film.
I was
wasn't even
asked
aware.
to be part of it, but I'm just still waiting on the lady to get back with me.
So do we have an idea now? I mean, this may be a little bit of inside information. Do we have an idea of who's taken over the directing helm with this movie?
Well, the gentleman that did the O.J. Simpson versus America.
Oh my God, really?
He took over for Ava DuVernay. Yes.
I was not aware that he stayed on. I thought that was like a 10. All right, then there you go. So this is actually cool. And it says Kim Berry went live yesterday as she was getting ready to film. Kim is a really good friend of mine. Kim, if you're listening, I need to know why I was not informed or contacted. Kim and I are going to have some words now. Yeah, so it's just amazing that I'm just. Cammie said she signed up, and Audrey makes sure. Audrey Johnson, who is the co-host for this, also she said anywhere that you get your podcast, they are available there. So you can go to Stitcher. You can ramble off. Before we went live, you rambled off a place that everybody can get those podcasts. Do you still have that list?
Yes. That list consists of Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn and Alexa, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, Deezer, Listen Notes, Overcast, Pocket Cast, Castro, Castbox, Amazon Music, and Google Podcasts and iHeartRadio.
So anywhere that you listen to the podcast.
Absolutely. Wally,
Yeah,
you'll find Wally. He'll be there.
Yeah, that's right. So it's just been, I'm looking forward to it. It's great. So Wally, I know you're a busy man.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you for so much for stopping in and kind of giving people.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, and I will. Yeah, just let me know when you want me to come on. I will be more than happy to sit down with you, man.
Be glad to have you on.
All right, Wally. Everybody, give a warm welcome. A warm goodbye now, Mr. Wally.
All right, thank you, people. Thank you for having me on.
Wally's All Access Pass. Subscribe. Thanks, Wally. We'll talk to you later, brother.
Hey, Chris. One
more
thing.
Yeah.
I was talking to the lady Tamara, that's doing the documentary. She's from Paris, and she want to get some of the fans' perspective on there as well. So I'm gonna submit your name as well.
I'll be more than honored to talk.
She's looking for people that was that had went to a lot of Prince celebrations and that got up close and personal with him. So I'm gonna submit your name as well.
I would be more than happy to talk to her. Absolutely. Yeah.
Because like I said, Prince truly loved his fans. I mean, because he always used to say, be nice, be nice, Wally. Be nice.
I remember from episode 1. I remember that.
Yes. So, he always said that, but he truly loved his fans, because like I said, you guys, the one put him on the platform that he was on. So he did not take that for granted. So I just wanted the fans to know that, and the fams and the Purple community to know that he truly loved them from the heart.
Well, and I know that he had nothing but love and affection for you too, brother. And I know it's been tough. We're 4 years removed, but it's still.
I know it seemed like he just died yesterday.
Yeah, it still feels that way for sure.
I mean, this guy, but I mean, his spirit still lives among us. And like I said, I just want his legacy to keep the music of the legacy, because this guy was incredible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He
was a modern day Mozart. This guy was a genius. I mean, I seen him do things in the studio I never seen, like I would just say, wow, mind blowing.
Yeah. And nobody has ever done it since like him.
Well, no, I mean, people compare and stare, he was the GOAT. He definitely was the GOAT.
Yeah, I always hear, all these people that always say, well, well, so and so was maybe did this better, so and so maybe did. I can't. I literally, when you
This
when you
guy,
put it on paper,
right?
like there's always that huge controversy. Well, who was
Oh
better,
yeah.
Prince or Michael Jackson? It's like, are you
Well,
kidding me with this question? Michael Jackson was amazing. He was an amazing
he was a
performer, but
he
when
was
you
an entertainer. He was an entertainer.
absolutely when you put it on paper, as far as the amount of instruments, the amount of the
Yeah.
volume of work that was done, the
Right.
amount of impact that he had on other musicians and other
Right.
careers, it's just when
I
you
mean,
start to do those things, there's not many people that are like it. Quincy Jones is kind of right in there, but Quincy Jones wasn't an entertainer. He was
no.
he was just a musician's person. But as far as volume of work, Quincy comes really close because Quincy's, I don't know if you've ever
Oh,
seen a discography. It's like, what?
I know, right?
So, anyways, it's amazing. Wally's All Access Pass. Make sure that you search for it on any place that you wherever you listen to podcasts, and definitely on Facebook. Become a member. I expect to see you guys skyrocket his memberships tonight. I want to see a bunch of Funkatopians in there tonight. Wally,
I appreciate it.
thanks. I appreciate it,
All
brother.
right, brother.
Have a good one.
You too.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Mr. Wally Safford. So that was the amazing Wally. So so cool. I don't need to wear these headphones anymore. I only have to wear headphones when there's somebody that's actually in there so I can actually hear them, because just feedback and whatnot. So I don't necessarily like wearing headphones, but Mr. Christopher, welcome to Funkatopia Live. And there's so many people that are in the chat room right now and on Facebook Live. And if you want to join us, definitely do that. Facebook.com/Funkatopia, where this is called Funkatopia Live, but Facebook, we're doing it live on Facebook. And also, it's also going out to YouTube, and it's also going out to Periscope as well. And once it's over, then it goes out to a ton of different places, pretty much a very, very similar list to the one that he just gave you. And it's going to be awesome. Lots of people asking questions on here as far as like, why is Ava not doing the production of this movie anymore from Prince? She dropped out a while ago. I think it's been well over a year. I know that she backed out because she just had a lot of different projects and things that she was working on. And I think that her vision for what she wanted to do with it was perfect. And we got a lot of little details. There was details that people divulged to us that said, oh yeah, it's cool to talk about that. And then we talked about it. And then it kind of blew up, and Peach and Black podcast picked it up, and Funkaberry picked it up, and a bunch of different, Prince's Friend picked it up, and a bunch of different people were picking up these bits and pieces of information that we were putting out that we had received from somebody who was involved with it. And then less than 48 hours later, they were like, take it down. We couldn't have said, we weren't supposed to say that. And so I was like, okay, well, so we had to take stuff down. So we do know some information about that film. And one of the things that I can divulge about this and not divulge some of the information that we know is that this is not going to be a normal Talking Heads type of documentary. This is going to be something that's going to be very, very unusual, because they're using elements that you didn't even know existed. While Prince was writing this book, there was also a lot of things that he had been doing as far as documenting a lot of his life in words, like actually recorded. And so just so we're clear, from what I understand, there is a huge portion of this film that is going to be done in his own voice. And so it's almost like an autobiography of sorts, the way that it's kind of be, pushed out, and which is something that we, again, a lot of information about this stuff, but now that Ava's not in it anymore, we're not sure if some of that moved forward, some of it didn't. So lots of different things that are going on. So anyways, lots of really cool stuff. If Wally's going to send her my way, I absolutely will talk. I'm sure that I'm not the only, for sure. I'm sure I'm not the only. Lots of cool stuff to talk about tonight. I think what we want to do is we certainly want to play a little bit of music here and then kind of get a little bit of our bearings. And then when we come back, I would like to play something from the, they're releasing all these. I'm going to actually pull this up right now. Sign of the Times Super Deluxe is coming out coming out this Friday. And for some reason, or whatever that may be, for some reason, there are people who have actually received this, have received the Super Deluxe already, 4 days early, have already gotten it. And they're posting pictures of it as well. And I don't understand how they have that. I don't understand why they have that, I did do some research. There was one guy that had posted on Facebook. I'm trying to find this one. I'm sorry if I seem a little bit scatterbrained right now, because what I was going to do is what I wanted to do was to play a track from the album that they just released, the new "I Need a Man," and I actually was able to. I want to put that on there. And of course, we had a lot of different controversial a lot of people that don't know Prince. Like I have a good friend of the family who found out that I was a huge Prince fan. And they were like, why are you a Prince fan? I mean, isn't he gay? It's like, no, he's not. No, he's not. He's not. So the answer is no. And then, of course, you get the release of songs like this that only seem to perpetuate that rumor that he's, experiments or whatever it is, And I think the thing that kind of is a little bit annoying is what a lot of people don't realize is that he is a songwriter. And so being a songwriter, you have scenarios where you're going to be writing for people like, for instance, Manic Monday. Manic Monday is a perfect example of that. Song by the Bangles, but Prince wrote that. So he had to write in the realm of being a woman, talking about kissing Valentino near a crystal blue Italian stream. And this is yet another one of those instances where the name of the song is called "I Need a Man." And this song was written it was originally supposed to be for the Hookers, who became Vanity Six, but then it was given to Bonnie Raitt. And so, but again, it's written for them. And he just had, he had the song and he did the guide vocals for it so that when they get it, they can get an idea of what the melody's supposed to be like. They can see where their vocals are supposed to fit. They can work out the harmonies and they can kind of figure all that stuff out. But from the casual fan that doesn't know about Prince's songwriting prowess and some of the things that he does, they just see Prince singing a song and saying about how he needs a man. And so you kind of have to, it's all right, time out, people, time out. Let's time out. Everybody relax. As Mark says, everybody relax. So that's not what it is. And it's one of those cool songs. It's one of these songs that is released as going to be on the Sign of the Times Super Deluxe. So what we're going to do here is I'm actually going to play this track, "I Need a Man." You're going to hear it on the Sign of the Times Super Deluxe coming this Friday. If you got it, we're going to talk about all these stories that you guys are sharing here about I'm not supposed to be getting it till the 29th. And some people say they're not getting it till October 6th. We're going to be talking about this and how are some of these people getting it today? Oh my gosh, it's insane. But here it is, Prince's "I Need a Man" from the Sign of the Times Super Deluxe. If you're watching the video, you'll hear it in the background, but I'm going to be talking over it because if I don't talk over it, then YouTube takes the video down or Facebook will actually mute the whole entire segment. So I got to be careful about that particular part of it. We are ASCAP licensed. And that's another thing we're going to be talking about also tonight is we're going to be talking about why the fact that we had to move all of our album chats onto Patreon just for these. Just for the Patreon supporters, that they cannot be widely available anymore. And so we're going to be talking about that too, and some of the ridiculousness. No, I will not be naming names. Let's just go ahead and get that out of the way. We just can't. But for right now, we're moving into the Sign of the Times part of this discussion. So here it is. I Need a Man from the Sign of the Times Super Deluxe. You'll get to hear it very, very soon. Enjoy. All right, so for you guys that are, what does Susie say here? Susie said, I met an Indian guy who was 25 years old today. He didn't even hear about Prince until I told him to look him up. And there's a lot of people like that. Absolutely. Absolutely. There's so many people that he was not. Anyways, Mei Ling says, trust me, he was not gay. And Mei Ling would know. For those of you who are drinking wine with us tonight, here it is. The wine of the night is Apothic Red. Apothic Red. This is actually a bottle from 2016. Apothic Red. It's called the Winemakers Blend from California. It's not stout. It's very, it's got a little bit of a bite to it, but it's more of, it's more of a burgundy. If you can kind of see the scent, it's burgundy, but it is what it is. Uh-oh, what did I do with the cork? There it is. So, but yeah, and it's got a really cool logo too. I don't know if I can put that up there or not, but it's got a really cool logo on the cork, the Apothic logo, Apothic Red. There it is. Apothic.com is where you can find more information about them. Apothic.com. That's what we're drinking tonight. I don't know what types of wine that you guys are drinking, but this is what we're having here tonight. Apothic Red. You know, we were actually talking with some wine distributors and who may or may not be interested in sponsoring the show. We told them about some of our wine nights, so we wanted to make sure that we did have a wine night so they can kind of see how easily it is going to be integrated into this mix, for sure. Absolutely. And I hope everybody who has wine, enjoy. Thank you so much for joining us, and that's how it is. All right. Cammy's having Gold Peak tea. That actually sounds phenomenal. I cannot drink anything with caffeine right now at this time of night, because if not, I will literally just stare at this thing. Like last night, I actually had like a bunch of, I'm a Crystal Light addict. Just so we're clear, I drink Crystal Light like if anybody's going to be a sponsor of the show, it needs to be Crystal Light. This one right here, the Crystal Light. A peach mango is one of my favorites. I also love grape too. Grape is my all-time favorite Crystal Light. But they don't make grape without the caffeine. You notice on this label it says with caffeine. Right there, it says with caffeine. It's the same way on the grape. They don't make grape without caffeine. So last night I was having this insane capability, trying to fall asleep, and I guess I must have drank some water with Crystal Light in it, and ended up watching I watched a Bill Burr comedy special and the Dave Chappelle comedy special before I finally was able to nod off after kind of trying to get my brain to shut up. But I don't know. Dolly, what's going on, Dolly? Dolly says she loved the Apothic wine. See, I was only familiar with just this one. This is the first time I've actually even seen the name. I don't know if it's like a distribution thing in Georgia, but that's like one of the first ones I saw. Cammie is saying, what? Lionel says, the Prince was gay. I got hair and I'm bald. I don't know you, but so I'm assuming that. I don't know what that means. Oh. Yeah, and you know what some people say, even people say, Prince, isn't he gay? It was like, he's not. But even if he is, what do I care? I'm not sleeping with the guy. Are you kidding me right now? I could care less. It's the music is amazing. And somebody brought up Queen. Who was it? Oh yeah, Cody brought up. Cody said, "Can you imagine a Queen fan or someone saying, 'Oh, you listen to Queen? Isn't he gay?'" Yes, he's very gay. But who cares? It's friggin' Queen. They're one of the most amazing bands ever. When you're talking about John albums, you're friggin' out of your mind. These are amazing, masterful musicians. It's just get over yourself. Make a big difference or not. Cammy said, what? The exclamation point. I'm assuming, Cammy, maybe you might be able to talk to Oliver and see if they want to sponsor a thing. Because I know you got it tight with Oliver. I think you're like on Oliver's like frequent customer list. All right, I got 20 seconds before we're back. That went fast. I guess I better take a sip of actual water. Unfortunately, it's got crystal light, so I'm going to be staring at the ceiling. 7 seconds. Oh. And that was I Need a Man from Sign of the Times Super Deluxe. It's going to be coming out this Friday. We were talking about right before we played that song, everybody was saying, see, I knew he was gay. He's singing about needing a man. He did not write that for himself. He performed the song and he gave guide vocals for who the song was intended for, which was originally for the Hookers, which was who ended up being Vanity 6. And then the person who ended up actually getting that song was Bonnie Raitt. So that's your background story. So you're going to have a lot of songs like that. Manic Monday, I was an example I gave before we went in here. Every single friggin' song that you've heard, Vanity 6 and Apollonia 6, was pretty much written by Prince. So Prince doesn't need 7 inches or more. It's a song that he wrote for a woman to sing. You guys got to get over yourself. Anyways, it's just insane because we were talking about, let's talk about the people that we do know are, who cares? Queen, Elton John, who cares? Adam Lambert, who cares? Great vocalist, who cares? Oh my gosh. It's just, who cares? It's just freaking amazing music. Get over yourself. If you filter yourself out of a style of music or really, really good music because of a person's decision or sexual orientation, you're missing out on some amazing music, my friend. It's incredible, but it doesn't matter because that didn't apply to Prince in this case. So even if you are one of those shallow-minded people, it doesn't apply here. Those were a song that he wrote for other people. But let's talk about Sign of the Times Super Deluxe. Trisha asked, did you order the Purple Rain wine? I did not. I don't even remember where I even saw that, but I would love to order the Purple Rain wine. I absolutely love all kinds of wine. We ended up down this little bit of a discussion about wine because I was talking with a wine distributor via email, actually via a company that kind of facilitates sponsors and stuff. And one of them is a wine distributor. And I was talking about how easy it would be to actually incorporate a sponsorship from a wine manufacturer, or not manufacturer, but distributor, because of the fact that we actually have wine nights. And tonight is one of those wine nights. So if they are watching, hi, how are you doing? We're doing wine night. We have a glass of wine and we say cheers. So everybody, whenever I announce it's wine night, everybody has wine. And the ones that have wine, when I say cheers, we all take a sip of wine. Like I'm saying right now, cheers. Here we go. And tonight it is a bottle of wine from Apothic Red. Apothic Red. It's a 2016 bottle of Apothic Red. Winemakers Blend, California-based wine winery. And anyways, it's a great wine. Meanwhile, we're talking about Sign of the Times Super Deluxe. That was the name of one of the songs. That was one of the songs called I Need a Man. They've been kind of trickling out these cuts from the CD little by little, especially the ones that are coming from the unreleased collection, of which there are 63 unreleased tracks that are being on there. Now you got to be careful when you say that, because a good portion of those songs have seen the light of day, but there may be different versions or remixes and whatnot. So that's kind of what they're counting as unreleased. but there are I want to say the count of songs that have never seen the light of day. You've probably seen them in bootleg form or fashion, but the songs that have never seen the light of day, something around 40 something of whatever. Dolly says, Purple Rain wine. How do we get that? See, I can go down these rabbit holes. Can't stay on topic. April says Walmart has Purple Rain wine. So if you want to find Purple Rain wine, just go to the wine section of Walmart and they'll have Purple Rain there. There you go. Purple Rain wine. Dolly, there's your answer. Purple Rain wine, she says. How do we get that? There you go. You get it at Walmart. I was just at Walmart the other day. I didn't even think to look. Say. Anyways, yeah, a lot of people are looking forward to this release of Sign of the Times Super Deluxe, but for whatever reason, and I brought my iPad in here today because I wanted to pull up a picture, because I know that sometimes it becomes a little bit difficult to be able to pull up. I don't even think it's even possible to actually pull up photos of things that are online and show them, or display them on the actual broadcast, because it's just weird. It's very, very particular. That all being said, so I wanted to pull up the photo so that we can showcase. Oh my gosh, it's asking me for my password. Are you serious right now? I don't even know if I remember what my password is. Curse you, Facebook! That wasn't the right password. All right, let me see if I can figure something else out. Let me see if I can get into via the Facebook app. Anyways, we'll try it that way. So there are some people that have managed. Yes, there are some people who have managed to actually get the release today. It came in the mail. Now, if you do a little bit of research on some of these people that are posting the photos and whatnot of, hey, we got this, we got the release, you will find out that some of them actually work for either distributors or work for record stores. So therefore they're getting these shipments in, and instead of putting them in the back and keeping them under wraps, literal and figuratively, until Friday, some of them are getting their copies and going ahead and listening to them, releasing them, doing I guess, what do they call them? Not open box. What do they refer to? Where they refer to it as when you it's like open the package online or whatever. You know what I mean? Anyways, it's unboxing. That's what it is. So it's people that are doing this. They're doing the unboxings already. And I actually put up some pictures online, and I wanted to make sure that you got to see some of these pictures of the unboxing, because it's pretty interesting to see some of this stuff. Now, it looks just exactly like I had anticipated it to look. And I'm pulling up the picture right now for the folks on Facebook and YouTube. Here's some interesting things. Obviously, it's showing me live down in the corner, which is kind of weird because it's obviously a little bit of a delay, but it is a little bit of a folder, and there are 8 CDs in a folder, and they all have little different variations of logos. It looks like there's 3 different variants of logos or iconography or whatever you want to call it. One is a picture of a heart. The other one is the peace symbol. And the other one says Prince, Sign of the Times, which is, I guess they have the DVD. A lot of times what ends up happening is that if you take the plastic wrapper off of the DVD or off of these cases, a lot of the artwork and some of the stuff comes off with that wrapper. Like I learned that with, I want to say I learned that with, what was the name of that? Was it Around the World in a Day? I think it was Around the World in a Day. Or no, it was Rainbow Children. Rainbow Children, when you take the plastic wrap off of the Rainbow Children vinyl, the whole track listing of the album that's on the back of the album comes off with the plastic. So when you take the plastic off, you don't even know what songs there are, which kind of really sucks. But according to this, this person took off the took off the wrapper, and the only thing that's on the wrapper, obviously, is the gold sticker that they showed. And the gold sticker kind of highlights some of the things on there. It kind of explains it's one gold sticker that talks about the 7 CDs that are in there and the 1 DVD for Sign of the Times that's live at Paisley Park that was recorded on New Year's Eve of 1987, December 31st, 1987. And it talks about all the different tracks that are on there. And of course, you have the heart gold sticker that's on there that says Prince, Sign of the Times, and a couple other things as well, but nothing that comes off like track listings. Because one of the reasons why people were a little bit concerned about taking it off is because in the picture that we have, it's on Facebook, there is also, it says Sign of the Times in like a clear type of graphic over the Sign of the Times album cover that we all know and love. So it's almost like it's a clear, like it's Sign of the Times is written in a clear, kind of barely visible text over the image, and thought for sure that would come off once you took the plastic off, but it stayed. So it's part of the pressing on the actual album cover, which is actually very, very cool. So there wasn't a whole bunch of information. They unboxed it, but they didn't really kind of show the inner workings of, they didn't show what the book looked like. There's a book that actually comes with it. There is a full-blown hardcover book. I don't remember how many pages it was. I can't remember. But it comes with the CD version and the vinyl version. And I don't imagine it's the CD version and the vinyl version has a hardcover book. And just because of the way that the CDs are packaged, it is packaged in a vinyl shaped packaging. So I guess they didn't have to worry about making 2 different versions of that hardcover book in order to accommodate each particular pressing. So that's good to know too. The other thing that I thought was really, really neat is that the cardboard packaging that the album gets shipped in also has the Sign of the Times Peace logo on it, on the, like in black, on the actual cardboard shipment. So instead of just a regular plain old box, you're actually getting a box that is, perfectly fitted for that, for like a vinyl, but maybe gets maybe a little bit thinner for the CD versions and a little bit, obviously a lot thicker for the vinyl versions. But on that actual cardboard wrapping that's around Sign of the Times Super Deluxe, there is a peace sign in black on the actual packaging. So I am beside myself. I can't even wait to see what the what this is actually hold it in my hand and kind of flip through the books. I am looking forward to it. Thank you. Cami said it's a 120-page book. Yes, Mailing unboxing. Yeah, I figured it out before I. Anyways, Mailing says no more wine for you, dear. Yeah, it's probably because of the unboxing thing. Yeah, I was so busy trying to figure out my password to get into Facebook. I couldn't find all the correct words and whatnot. But I am interested, because I wonder if there's any type of, I think it's got to be some type of legal recourse. I mean, with the amount of heavy hitting that the estate does whenever, you play their music or whenever you do a variety of different things, like again, when we do these broadcasts on Facebook and YouTube, what ends up happening is that if I'm playing any music in the background, YouTube will flat out remove the entire file. It doesn't matter if I've talked for 3 hours and it's just 3 minutes worth of music that happens to be playing in the background. They will remove the entire friggin' file. Sometimes what they would do, what they used to do in the past is like, okay, you're playing some music that is copyrighted, so therefore we're not allowing you to monetize that video, so you can't attach any ads or pre-rolls or anything like that. You can't do any of those things. And so that ended up being a little bit of my dog, you can hear my dog going nuts in the background. So you can't do any of those things on YouTube at all. Facebook, what they would do is Facebook would actually mute the section of audio that actually has the music on it. So that's just one of those scenarios where, you can't really battle those types of situations. So now you've got something that's a little bit stepped up. And we're going to be talking about that too, because to be clear, and you guys have heard me say it many, many times here on this radio station, Funkatopia is an ASCAP licensed website and radio stations. We pay for the ASCAP licensing. We pay for licensing in order to be able to play the music legitimately to everybody. So for whatever reason, whether people feel like it, they have all these algorithms in place in order to keep people, because let's face it, 90 to 95% of the stuff that you hear on YouTube and you hear on Facebook that is out here, that people are playing music, no, they're not legitimate. They haven't purchased licensing. They're not going about doing all that stuff. So it's just an automatic knee-jerk reaction to do that. And so that's kind of the case with what they've kind of had to implement is like these hardcore algorithms to kind of stop this and keep it from happening. But the problem is while they have other types of situations where they can take down your video very, very quickly, they don't have the equivalent steps in place in order for you to say, hey, I have the proper licensing. I'm okay. I'm legit. Here is my license. And you send them all the documentation. You send them everything that you need. And then they go, oh, our bad. We didn't know. It's just an algorithm that's in place. Sorry. And they put the video back up. Sometimes they do. Sometimes they don't. It really kind of depends on how people are willing to play by the rules or whatever the case is. So that's kind of a battle that we've been dealing with for a long time. And we're going to be talking about that a little bit later. I'm going to play another song from the Sign of the Times Super Deluxe Edition. We're going to be talking about that. But I did want to kind of bring that up because I guess what's surprising is as heavy-handed as they are about just people even playing their music, even for just even a portion of the song, or even playing it and talking over it, but as heavy-handed as they are about that, I think what's very, very interesting is that you get these people who are sharing the fact that they have received and are listening and could be possibly going through the process of distributing that music, maybe. Who knows? We have no idea what it is that they're doing. And they're getting it 4 days in advance, which should be a real, real dangerous thing to do online, because they have very, very strict and stringent guidelines on if we're going to be sending you a whole entire crate or a whole entire pallet of this album in advance so that you can prepare your marketing, so that you can display it in your store. We expect you to adhere to the release dates that are happening with this particular release. And if you don't, or if you're caught doing stuff like this online, there could easily be very, very hardcore penalties in place. It's not a really cool thing I would be deathly afraid to be in a scenario to display the fact that I got it early. If I get it early and it's been sent to me from a legitimate source. Like if I ordered mine through the estate, and a lot of people I know ordered it from Amazon. If we happen to get it tomorrow or a couple of days early, that's a whole different thing. Take it up with Amazon. Take it up with the estate. That's something totally different. But these people are getting it from sources that they probably should not be getting it from. So it's a little bit, it's tricky. It's really, really tricky. So which brings us to the next topic of Sign of the Times Super Deluxe. And that is where people are purchasing it and how they're purchasing it, and exactly the availability of Sign of the Times Super Deluxe to the general public who haven't spent dime one for the CD. Many of you know, for those of you who purchased it, the vinyl version, I can't even remember. If somebody can remind me how much the vinyl version of Sign of the Times Super Deluxe was going for, because if I remember correctly, it was something ridiculous, like 20 vinyls or something like that, or maybe more than that, 24. I was trying to remember how many vinyls it was and how much it cost. And on top of that, with the CDs, the CD version of it was 8 CDs, but with the 8 CDs, it was 2 of them were DVDs, or I'm sorry, one of them was a concert and one of them was a DVD, a video of a concert. But those 8 DVDs or CDs, whatever, cost $159 for that CD set. $159. So you're talking about all these people like myself and you, if you're listening to this and you have any curiosity whatsoever about it. How exactly do you, I really we're going to play a song off of, I'm trying to figure out what other song I can actually play here, because I'm really interested to play some other songs from this amazing collection for sure, because there's so many great collections that they have put out, and I'm very, very excited about it. The I Could Never Take the Place of Your Man, the 1979 remaster, was just phenomenal. That was one of these releases. Most people, the fans like myself, are definitely excited about. I want to say it's CD3 or CD4, the one that has primarily, or maybe both of them, the one that primarily has this insane collection of unreleased songs that we've only seen in bootlegs, to be totally honest. And they're being released. They're being released. So I'm curious. I want to know from people in the chat room. We're going to play I Could Never Take the Place of Your Man, the 1979 version, which is shocking to me in itself that this was actually a song that he has sat on for so friggin' long that I can't even wrap my head around it. I just can't. I can't wrap my head around the fact that he sat on this for, I guess, the better part of 7-8 years before this one saw the light of day. But while this is playing, if you purchased the Super Deluxe, how do you feel about the fact that the entirety, with the exception of the DVD, of course, the entirety of the Super Deluxe version is going to be immediately available from the day of release, 12:01 a.m. on Friday. It's going to be available to everybody on Spotify and also on YouTube. Every single track just out there for people to download, listen to, who did not spend one single penny. If you want to send me an email, send it to funkatopia@gmail.com. That's FUNKATOPIA@gmail.com. Or you could join us on chat at Facebook, facebook.com/Funkatopia. That's facebook.com/Funkatopia. Again, FUNKATOPIA. And tell me how you feel. Come into the chat room. Tell me how you feel about spending that hard-earned money, knowing that the Fairweather fan doesn't have to spend dime one to be able to hear any of the dime one to hear any of this stuff. You should have some type of exclusivity to something, but you don't, except for the DVD. Other than the DVD and the book, you don't. No advantages there. How do you feel about that? And what would you say to the estate? What is the best way to handle this? I'll tell you what I think. And I've said it before. I think I said it on a previous broadcast, but we'll talk about it again. For right now, here it is. I Could Never Take the Place of Your Man. Not a long song, about 3 minutes and some change. And we'll come back and get your opinions on how you feel about this. Here it is. Track number 2 from, well, whatever track it's going to be. Sign of the Times, Super Deluxe. I Could Never Take the Place of Your Man, 1979. Andre says, I love bootleg MP3s. Well, realistically, we probably, I certainly could see why you would feel that way.
Did you drink that whole thing?
No, of course I didn't. Gold Rush. I don't even know if anybody's ordered any. We're going to talk about this. Oh yeah. Cammie, thank you for those numbers. 13 LPs and 1 DVD for $299.98. Lisa says, I got the 4 vinyl version because they sold out of the deluxe ordered from the estate. It's just crazy. I'm curious how you guys feel. For those of you guys who spent the money, how do you feel about this? I've got to double check and see what the inventory of this is. I saw a couple people asking about this Gold Rush, which is the brand new slime from Two Georgia Girls. Look at that. It literally is shimmering. And just so we're clear, man, I need a manicure. Just so we're clear, it takes 2 weeks to make this. We let it sit. They let it sit for 2 weeks. I mean, look at that. It's just, look at that. It's like shimmering. It takes 2 weeks to make it. 2 weeks. So they make it in limited edition batches, and there's only like 6 of them. Actually, there's only 5 of them because I think one of them has been promised out. But there's only like 5 of them. And they'll make more, but it takes, if you guys don't get one of these 5, then it's gone. But this one has, it does have the hemp seed oil and the argan oil, but this one's got frankincense and myrrh. And because of if it's good enough for Jesus, it's good enough for you. It is frankincense and myrrh. I don't mean to make you laugh while you have drink in your mouth. But it's got frankincense and myrrh in it. And because of the fact it sits for 2 weeks, the scents really set into the slime. So when you open it, it's like, it really is like aromatherapy in a jar. I mean, no joke. It's pretty ridiculous. So, and I really didn't push this, so I wouldn't anticipate. Nope. Somebody ordered one. So now we only have, now there's only 4 of these left now. Only 4 of these Gold Rushes left. If you're interested in them, it's 2georgiagirls.com. I was playing with this. Oh my gosh, it's all over everything.
Why don't you lay it down without the bag?
Because I didn't want to waste the one in the jar. I wanted to make sure we didn't mess up inventory. Oh, we got 10 seconds. We got to come back. All right, I don't want to talk about slime only here, not on the thing. Okay, here we go. Okay. And that was I Can Never Take the Place of Your Man, the 1979 version that is on Sign of the Times, the Super Deluxe version. And man, I tell you, there are so many people that we want people to hear the music. Okay. So that is a given without a shadow of a doubt. We want people to hear this music. We want let's face it. Most people that are hearing Prince songs on the radio, if they're hearing them on, the classic rock stations or the adult rock, stations and whatnot, you're only hearing songs like Kiss, and you're hearing songs like Raspberry Beret, and you might hear Let's Go Crazy, you might hear When Doves Cry. There's like the handful of ones that you're going to hear from Take Me With You, all the stuff from Purple Rain, just that whole vibe. You're going to get that, but new music, it's not going to happen. The radio stations have abandoned Prince for sure. So you absolutely want to get his music into as many hands as you possibly can. But there needs to be some type of fine line if you go and you spend $160 for 8 CDs, 7 CDs, and a DVD, or if you spent $300 for the vinyl version, which, thank you, Cammie, is 13 LPs and 1 DVD for $299.98. And if you ordered it from the estate, you get the extra added bonus of paying for shipping. Yay! So that all being said, if you ordered it from the estate, you should have some type of benefit to either get this early from the estate. I think anybody that ordered it from the estate should get it a couple of days early. There needs to be some type of benefit because the pricing of the actual product was the same in between Amazon. Actually, it wasn't even the same. I want to say there was like, during the day when it first became available, I want to say there was like a $10 or $20 difference between the CD set. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but there was something totally different. But the estate did not include shipping. So you not only had to pay like $10 or $15 or $20 more than purchasing it on Amazon, but then on top of that, you also additionally had to pay shipping, which would have been anywhere from like $15 to $20, depending on where you were in the continental United States. Or if you lived internationally, God knows what it cost for you to get it. I ordered it from the estate. I paid more and ordered it from the estate. And the reason why I purchased it from the estate was multiple reasons. The first thing is that I've been involved in online. That's what I do for a living. I'm a digital marketer. So that's what I do. And I always get a little bit weird or wary when there's stuff that's going on online, like a sales page or a product page where I've got to input my credit card information, where something just doesn't feel right. And the day that was supposed to be posted on Amazon, something about that listing just didn't feel right. The track listing, it was something like there was no description. It didn't really kind of go into a lot of detail. The pricing was different from what the estate was charging. It just, something didn't feel right about it. And I wanted to make sure that I got it before it sold out, or, if it was a limited quantity. I wasn't even sure. So I just wanted to make sure. And I knew that if I was going to be purchasing it through the estate, that I was going to be supporting the estate. And if I was paying extra for the shipping, I'm purchasing it because I know it's not going to cost them $16 or whatever I paid for shipping. I know it wasn't going to cost them that to ship it to me. It was going to be like maybe a third of that because it's media mail. And so I just did it because I felt like I should purchase it through the estate. I've heard nightmares about people purchasing through the estate and getting it days and days later after the general public had already received it. So I guess that's the one side of things. With Amazon, I think Amazon is pretty much proven that they're pretty dead on about getting that product when you purchase it, getting that product out and in your hands when they say they're going to. It's very rare that you buy something on Amazon, like maybe 1 or 2 times out of 20 things that you purchase on Amazon, you might get like a day later. Sometimes you get it a day earlier. It's just, it's all over the map as far as Amazon is concerned. But I just didn't feel comfortable with Amazon. Something about that listing didn't set right with me. But what really does not set well with me is the fact that people who don't spend anything and don't spend any money whatsoever are going to be able to hear everything on this Super Deluxe, not just the regular version of the album with the remaster tracks, but everything on Super Deluxe, on Tidal, on Spotify, on YouTube, right out of the gate. On YouTube, you don't even have to pay anything. Spotify, at least you're paying a fee. Tidal, at least you're paying a fee. YouTube, you don't have to pay anything unless you want to bypass the ads, but you can listen to everything for free. So all these people are getting, there's just no exclusivity. There's no reason. If all you do is listen online anyways, and you listen to Spotify anyways, and that's how you listen to your music, you have no need and no urgency to go out and spend $160 or $300 on the Super Deluxe. You just don't. Or anything for that matter, music related. So pretty shocking. I mean, I think it's kind of an interesting note too, that vinyl sales have outsold CDs for the first time since, what did they say? It was like since the 80s, but CDs haven't been around since, well, I guess they were around the late 80s, but it was the first time that vinyl has outsold other music formats since the 80s, which is crazy to me that vinyl is making the resurgence that it's making. I've explained many times that the problem I have with vinyl is I like to be able to sit and just listen to an album and listen to it in its entirety without having to get up and flip the album. It's a pain. I just can't. I love it. I love the sound of it, but it really affects the experience for me. So a lot of people have chimed in, especially here on Facebook, facebook.com/Funkatopia. And we got some YouTube comments as well. Terry says, pissed off, ripped off. That's how they feel. And Susie says, if people have ordered it, they're going to be happy because they have it in their hands. I can't order slime because I live in Canada. It's impossible. I tried. She's referring to 2georgiagirls.com. For those of you who have never been to 2georgiagirls.com, it is a business that was set up by my youngest daughter and her friend, who they make therapeutic slime for adults. And they've got a website at 2georgiagirls.com, TWO georgiagirls.com, or you can also look for slimeforadults.com. But they're making slime for adults that actually have aromatherapy and therapeutic qualities to them. So like there'll be like lavender if you need help relaxing, or nag champa if you like want to get into a meditative state. If you happen to do yoga and you just kind of want to just kind of get in that zone, they have slime that has all these aromas that kind of fix that. And then on top of that, they also have other things as well, like they just released one today that there's a very, very limited edition. It's called Gold Rush, and it's got a bunch of different anti-inflammatory stuff like frankincense, oil of frankincense, and myrrh, and it also has hemp seed oil and argan oil. All of them have hemp seed oil and argan oil in them, but they have all the stuff infused in it that kind of helps with your joints and your the inflammation of your hands and things like that. So that's what Susie's talking about, to kind of go down a little bit of a rabbit hole about ordering slime. If you like that type of stuff, I'm telling you, it's really, really cool. She's already got interest from a couple of independent stores here in Georgia that want to carry physical product in their store. But you can order it directly online at 2georgiagirls.com for all this really, really cool therapeutic slime for adults. They only have one slime in their inventory that is for kids. And that's because they kind of figured, well, the adults are going to go on and they're going to order slime for themselves, and the kids are going to be ticked. So they made this one called Pink Sugar Power. That's a pink cotton candy scented slime, and it's got like these little colorful beads, like foam beads in it as well. It's pretty cool. But anyways, back to what we were talking about. That's what Susie's referring to about wanting to order slime and can't get it. Because it's only available in the continental United States. Andre says if you order the Sign of the Times SE edition, what's the SE edition? Like it's a special edition, I guess. In Canada, it's $359, and that's not even the full blown one. And it's just incredible. And these are people that are collecting, right? This is some who just said that. Andre said, yeah, it's only for collectors. It's for people who want to collect this stuff. And that's the other thing that we were talking about too. Cami says the super deluxe vinyl is $268.99 with free shipping on Amazon. And it is what it is. RV's on YouTube. What's going on, RV? Hello. Thanks for joining us. I really appreciate it. And, there's a lot of people who get used to hearing music that way, right? It's just, let me put it this way. Here's where I think Spotify is good. Gone are the days where, if you wanted to hear an artist, you had to go to the record store and maybe you heard a track on the radio, or maybe some friend played a song and you got to hear it, or they let you hear it off of their album or their cassette or whatever it was that you were listening to. And you were like, I really like that. I'm going to go and buy it. And you buy the album and the rest of the album is all garbage. Well, this is a little bit different because the fact that Spotify makes it so you can hear an entire album before you go out and actually purchase it to play, the CD in your car, or however it is that you're going to be listening to it, or purchase the MP3 so you can listen to it whenever you want. But Spotify kind of removed all of that capabilities because it allowed you to be able to hear some artists that you wouldn't otherwise go out and purchase. But on the same note, that's normally the extent for most people. That's normally the extent. If I hear an artist that I like, if I'm like, man, this is awesome, I'm still probably not going to go and buy the CD because I can just listen to it for free right here on Spotify. I might purchase the MP3s just to support the artist because I want them to continue doing what they're doing. But I'm a rare breed. Most people don't care. They're like, yay, thanks for giving me free music. My middle daughter, who is 18, she loves vinyl. So we always go out and purchase vinyl. I make sure that if there's an artist that she likes the new Billie Eilish album, Ariana Grande's album. We got her on vinyl because it's, I think the Ariana Grande vinyl is clear. She likes vinyl, so I get her vinyl because it supports the artist. But again, I just feel like the estate is kind of shooting themselves in the foot by making it. I'm okay with it being on Spotify. I'm okay with it being on YouTube. But here, what I have a problem with is that it comes out the very day the entire album gets released. Taylor Swift actually had an amazing, brilliant idea. I will make my music available. You can hear some tracks on the radio and whatnot, and you can hear some MP3s. If you purchase the MP3s, you can buy the music, you can buy the vinyl, you can buy the CD, but I am not putting it on Spotify, and I'm not putting all my stuff on YouTube until like 3 months after the release. So if you are a real fan of this person, or if you just are just really desperately curious, you're going to go out and purchase it so that you can hear it and not have to wait 3 months while everybody else in the world has already got it and is talking about, oh, this is the most amazing thing I've ever heard. Like when Kendrick Lamar dropped his album, everybody was on Twitter going, oh my gosh, this album is the most incredible album I've ever heard. Well, not all of it was available, so people had to go out and actually purchase it, which greatly helped the sales. Pause. Just as a message to the estate, pause putting it on Spotify. I'm okay with you putting it on Spotify for the fair weather fans and for the people who are just casual listeners and who aren't going to be purchasing a $160 set. I'm okay with that. But give us some exclusivity. We are putting our hard-earned money into having these. And as I said on the previous broadcast last week, what I said was they will never, ever have this value again until after we are dead. Never will this 13 LP, 13 vinyl set and DVD ever be worth $300 again. It won't. It's just not. You're going to have to get many years removed from where we are right now for it to ever even creep above that value. It's just not. Collectors just are getting things just for the sake of having it. And then there was some exclusivity with the 7-inch vinyls. They had a 7-inch vinyl set. There was like, I don't remember how many vinyls there were in that. There was some exclusivity to that. And because of the fact that they limited it to, I can't remember how many they limited it to, like 300 or something like that. I can't remember what the amount was. But they limited the production of that 7-inch vinyl set. And because of the fact that they did that, the value of it after they sold out skyrocketed. And so that's the kind of marketing that you have to do inside your head. You either have to make it so that it's limited edition, so not everybody has it, so that it actually has value for collectors, or you have to put some type of limit on how quickly you make it available to the general public who's not supporting you financially in any way. I mean, they're not, in no way are you getting the benefit of releasing all this material for free. It's just not. And I know it's ticking off a lot of people who like to, because I see people in the chat room. I love MP3s. I love Napster. I love blah, blah, blah. Okay, great. We all did at some point in time. I got it. I get it. I get it. I get it. But this discussion is not for you. We're not saying that you can't listen to it. We're saying that for the people that are putting their hard-earned money on the line, $160 for the CD set or $300 for the vinyl set is a lot of money. That's a lot of money, especially nowadays when people are trying to figure out how to even pay bills. It's a lot of money. So how are you rewarded for that loyalty? Nothing. It's nothing. Paul, 1987. Yes, thank you. Eddie, in 1987 is when CDs came out. I remember when CDs came out. I can't remember what the first CD we purchased was. I want to say it was, I think my first CD purchase was probably a band you guys never even heard of. Who was it? I want to say the first CD I purchased was a band called The, and the album was called Infected. And I loved that band. A little bit of a new wavy thing, but then of course I started catching up with all the Prince and all the Prince stuff, switching over to CD. Was a little bit annoyed with Love Sexy because that was around the time Love Sexy came out, and he decided that he was going to play a little bit of a trickery, do some trickery and make it so that it was all one track on Love Sexy, if everybody remembers that. Because on a CD, on an album, it was a little bit different, because on vinyl, you could take the Love Sexy and you could actually, you could see the grooves and you can kind of see where the song started and bounce ahead. But with CDs, because there was no track, there was no way to forward track to track. So you literally had to press forward and go and just like listen the whole entire time. And God forbid you say, oh, I really want to go back and listen to that song again. And you didn't click that button just right. And then it went back all the way to the beginning again. And you're like, no, it was just ridiculous. Anyways, it's crazy. Crazy. Cammy said the 7 LPs and the 7-inch box set. Cammy is just like, she's my secretary. She is my producer. That's what Cammy is. Cammy is my producer. I ask her questions and she gets it like that. She is amazing. Cammy's, matter of fact, I told you that we had how many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We had 6 jars of this Gold Rush slime from 2georgiagirls.com. We had 6, and we said one of them was promised out. That's because one of them is promised out to Cammy. And because Cammy has ordered every single one of the scents, and we wanted to make sure that we took care of Cammy and get one of her the exclusive jar of this very, very limited run of this Gold Rush slime. Pretty freaking awesome. Anyways, so yeah, it was 7-inch LP, 7-inch. It was 7 LPs, and they only released like 1987, which is the year it was released, 1,987 copies. So once those 1,987 copies were gone, that's it. That is a true collector's edition. And there may be some other things that happen when Record Store Day comes around. I don't even remember. I can't even remember. I don't even remember what I was supposed to remember. Eddie Ames says, Chris, have you checked out the Neon Romeo's music? You would dig the music. Great funk band from Sweden. Actually, I have heard a couple tracks, but it's been a while. I would love to check and see what they're doing. It's pretty amazing. John says, anyone else think the CDs from Emancipation smelled like strawberries? What? Give me that Emancipation CD. It should be in this first row here. I'm going to check. I have to confirm this. Right here in this first, these are all my print CDs, but one of them is called Emancipation. It's a double CD. Should be in one of these first 2 rows up there. I don't know, John. I've never smelled the CD from Emancipation, but I have the CD over here. So Jaden's going to try to locate it in the back. She's going to try to locate it in the back, and I will see if they smell like strawberries. I'm curious now. If anybody else has the Emancipation CD, John is probably going to have everybody sniffing CDs, and she's going to be, got you, April Fools in October or in September. All right, here is Emancipation CD. Yes, I actually own a physical copy, believe it or not. All right, here we go. John, I'm sniffing your Emancipation CD. Does it smell like strawberries to you? It does. What's up with that? So, Emancipation CDs smell like strawberry. Did you just play like a mental trick on me? Even my daughter says they do. So if you got the Emancipation CD, break it out and sniff the CDs. They smell like strawberry. What's up with that? That's weird. Okay. Thanks, John. I was not aware that the Emancipation CDs smelled like strawberry. Nobody divulged the strawberry scented CDs. Carrie saying she's smelling hers now. Carrie, does yours smell like strawberries, or maybe that was a limited run? Maybe that was a limited run of strawberry scented, and that was original from the 90s. So it has maintained its strawberry smell for over 20 years. That's incredible. Wow. Paul Romeo says scratch and sniff. Maybe it is. I didn't scratch it. I didn't have to scratch it. It just smelled. Oh my God. Oh my word. Okay. Well, we don't have a whole bunch of time left. I'm going to play. We got about another 30 minutes. So there's a couple things that I want to discuss with you. I really kind of enjoy having these crazy discussions with you guys about the Sign of the Times Super Deluxe Edition. and how just interesting it is that they've decided to do the things that they're doing as far as the release and the marketing and the way that they've gone about it. I don't know. It's just and there's lots of different things that a lot of different, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out all these other, I've got all these messages coming in that I've missed. I didn't get an opportunity to read some of these messages that are coming in via email. So I'm going to look at some of these. I'm going to address some of these for sure. I want to play the Forever in My Life early vocal run through. All of these tracks are being released officially from the estate. And so that's kind of one of the reasons why I wanted to make sure that they got played. This is the early vocal run through for Forever in My Life. You know, we love this song. And as many people know, this song was actually a mistake from Susan Rogers, who, if you tuned in late, my good friend Wally Safford has got a brand new, sorry, I'm typing things in here. He's got a brand new podcast called Wally's All Access Pass. And you can actually search for Wally's All Access Pass on, I cannot walk and chew gum at the same times. All right. Well, you can search for Wally's All Access Pass on Facebook and actually be a part of that group. Definitely go and join that group. He's started a new podcast, and this was somebody who was intimately involved with Prince since 1983, 1982. He's been with him forever, and was with him and was his security guard for, along with Chick and other people too. And he's got stories for days, until the part where he ended up being a part of the dancing troupe in Purple Rain. You can see him when the part of Purple Rain where Prince runs up, where there's a whole bunch of people that are on stage dancing. He was in Sign of the Times. He played looks like a bartender part or something in the Sign of the Times movie. They also created like it was a bunch of stuff that he did with Prince. He worked with him during the whole parade thing in France. Anyways, he's got a brand new podcast. It's called Wally's All Access Pass, and you can get it on Facebook. They just released the very, very first episode of it that features his good friend Jerome Benton, and you got to hear it. It's really, really cool, and there's much more coming from that. And I want to make sure that you realize that. Anyways, he has also announced that he is going to have Susan Rogers on the show in a future episode. So we want to make sure that you know and look for that. But the reason why I bring her up is because of the fact that the version that you hear on Sign of the Times of Forever in My Life with those staggered vocals and those staggered lyrics was an accident from Susan Rogers, where she started it at the wrong part when Prince was recording his vocals. And as he was recording his vocals, the other vocals that were from another track ended up popping up in kind of like a Q&A type of thing, where it was just kind of bouncing back and forth. And instead of getting mad, Prince was he liked it. He kind of liked the way the vocals were layered that way, and he dug it. But this is the version without that. Still very, very cool to listen to. It's Forever in My Life, the early vocal run through. It's a little bit longer of a song, 6.5 minutes. But when we come back, we're going to be talking about a couple of different things. The first thing we'll talk about is why all the album chats we had to move over into a Patreon supported area. And we're also going to talk about special guests that are going to be coming up on the show starting next Tuesday, and just some other cool things. We'll also go through some of the emails here that I received that I have not addressed, and any other comments and whatnot that I haven't addressed either. So anyways, and Sherry says, I just went sniffing. Only CD2 had the strawberry scent. It's weird. It's just bizarre. John, thanks for that. That was here it is, Forever in My Life, the early vocal run through. And when we come back, we'll talk for the last 20 minutes on whatever we've left off. Here you go. Forever in My Life. So yeah, that's kind of weird. Yours said CD2, but CD1 smelled like, Mary says, did you call? Who did that? Susan Rogers was the person that did that. Oh, who did? Oh, you're talking about the album? Yeah, I did not. I did not, and I'm kind of avoiding doing that because it's a little bit. It's. I just don't want to get into it, really. To be totally honest, I just I'm disappointed, but again, there still remains a slim possibility. It could be somebody that's from the exact same town as this person. So until I definitively know, I don't want to drag this person through the mud, but we got a pretty good feeling. I mean, you're matching up IP addresses at this point, and it's kind of like, it doesn't matter. We're not going to, I just decided I'm going to take the high road, and we're going to handle things the way we need to handle it. And we're just, move on from there. Anyways. Yes. Yes, Mary, we do actually have an idea. Yes. There's one person that is, in Minneapolis, and we're pretty sure that as far as the Minneapolis side of things, that it could be anybody, because there's a variety of different people who actually have vested interest in anytime that any type of copyrighted music is played. They have a vested interest in kind of trying to shut those things down. But that person is kind of shooting themselves in the foot because, again, we have gone through the process of doing the proper licensing, so there's no reason why it's not necessary, because we're not breaking the rules. There's plenty of people that you can shut down or try to affect in this way. We should not be one of them, but whatever. The other person that is was causing a little bit of a problem is in California, and I'm just leaving it that it's another person that's that's in the California area. I'll break it down to a state for you, but that's about it. And it's just, I just feel like it's a karmic thing, and I'm just going to just let it play out. And Eddie says, did Chris Moon ever send you Prince's commercials that he did? Did he give you his word? I've interviewed Chris Moon, and I think he did say that he was going to send me the commercials, but I don't think that ever happened. But yeah, I interviewed Chris Moon years ago, probably a few years ago, and it was a really cool interview, and you can actually find it on SoundCloud. That's one of the things that's not going to get removed. Interviews are fine because he it's just, anyways. Hoffler says, does Jaden have a favorite Prince song? She said, let's go crazy, but she's got others that are in there too. What other ones? Raspberry Beret, Starfish and Coffee. Anything else? $1 Million Show. That was the other one that she liked a lot. Purple Rain, of course. Yeah, she likes a lot of the big hits. Mary says, can you just send them all to me, please? Send what all to you? Eddie says, yes, I remember. Can you get him on again? As far as talking about Chris Moon. Yeah, I would like, yeah. If some of these people have been interviewed so many times, multiple times people get interviewed. And I think it's just, I don't really know some of the things that, what some of the other things you can talk about. I don't know. It's kind of one of those things. Hoffler says, has Jaden watched Purple Rain? She has not. I think I'm gonna wait for a little bit older because there's some scenes and stuff in there that are not appropriate. Andre says, if I go naked, will you tell us who the mole is? No, actually, no. Mary says, the album chats, can you send them to me? Yeah, they the album chats will all be stored in a centralized location, but we're going to be have to be real particular about how we Right now, they're available to the Patreon supporters, so they're available there. I think I was going through and kind of taking some inventory. There are a good bit of them that are still missing from there, but all of them are going to be migrated over to Patreon. So if you support us at Patreon, you will see all the album chats there. We're going to talk about this. We're going live here in 35 seconds. So I'll talk about all those details, and then we're also going to talk about special guests as well. So give me a second to close up the night and whatnot. 20 seconds. All right, so the wine's done. Wine distributor. This is how we'll be able to merge it in. Just if you're curious, that's how we do it. All right, 5 seconds. Yeah. And that was Forever in My Life, the early vocal run through that's going to be on Sign of the Times Super Deluxe. And we are just pleased as punch that a lot of this stuff is on that Super Deluxe. It's going to come out on Friday. Again, we spent a little bit of time talking about the fact that some people have managed to somehow get these tracks. It would get the whole entire freaking set 4 days early, which is insane, just insane. So there's that. But I will tell you. Let me just go ahead and just say this first. The first thing I can tell you is the day that I get it, I will do an unboxing. It doesn't matter if I get it tomorrow, if I get it Thursday, if I get it Friday, whatever day I get it, I will do an unboxing right here. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to wait until Tuesday to do it because we got a special guest on Tuesday. I don't want to get all wrapped up too much into that. But we are. It's going to be. I just want to make sure that the second I get it, I do, not the second I get it, but once I get it, I do an unboxing right here. We'll go through everything that's in there. I know we've been seeing some pictures, but I want to make sure that you guys experience it so that if you purchased it, you can know what's coming. I feel so bad for those people that say that they're not getting it until the 29th or that they're not getting it until sometime in October. That's just crazy to me. And I hope I'm not one of those people because I did order it from the estate. And that's the first time I think I ordered from the estate. The estate is notorious for missing shipment dates. And so I don't know. Just leave it at that. Anyways, a couple of things left to talk about. I did just mention next Tuesday, not tonight, obviously, but next Tuesday, the one and only Pepe Willie is going to be here at Funkatopia. We just went ahead and posted it. For some reason, when we try to make the announcement, try to set a live scenario, you can't post it more than 7 days in advance as far as a live event. But to let you guys know, Pepe Willie will be on the show this Tuesday. For those who don't know who he is pretty much one of the godfathers of Minneapolis sound. He had his band that you may have heard of, 94 East, that Prince was involved in, and he was very, very important, an integral part of Prince's career and helping him get his first deal and just going through the process of just kind of helping him kind of craft his sound and just working with him and letting him do his doing his whole thing. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And matter of fact, tomorrow night, it's Tuesday night right now, tomorrow night, Wednesday night, he is going to be on PRN alumni event doing the official book release launch party tomorrow night on PRN alumni. That's the reason why we didn't have them tonight. I did not want to take away any of the thunder from PRN alumni. We actively participate in PRN alumni. We love doing things and working with them. So we wanted to make sure that they are taken care of. But we didn't want to take any thunder away from the event tomorrow night for PRN alumni. Be sure that you tune in. Pepe Willie's book launch is happening tomorrow night. prnalumni.org. You can find out more information there. You can purchase tickets and all that stuff. But if you can't make it to that, just tune in right here to next week, Tuesday night. Pepe Willie is going to be on the show right out of the gate, and it's going to be amazing. Also, I figure I'd go ahead and let you know about another event that's also happening as well, is the it's the 27th or 29th. I'll have to look at the schedule and I'll pull it up real quick. October 20. Come on now. October 27th. October 27th here on Funkatopia Live. I'm going to have on board with me Melvin Riley. If you guys are not familiar with that name, how about the lead singer of Ready for the World? He is going to be on here October 27th. We got that locked down. I wanted anything that I have currently on the books I want to let you know about. But Melvin Riley's got a bunch of new stuff that's going to be coming out. Lots of cool things. So October 27th, Melvin Riley from Ready for the World is also going to be on here. Those are your two special guest announcements. And then, of course, the unboxing whenever we do the unboxing, but lots of cool things. I want to thank everybody for the stars. If you're on Facebook and you've been doing Facebook stars, Susie, thank you so much for all your stars. Cammie, thank you for your stars. That's just amazing. I'm looking forward to continuing this whole journey with all of you. And that's the reason why we keep on working with, having these special guests like CeeLo Green, like Bootsy Collins, like Peppy Willie, like Melvin Riley, all these really cool guests, and just, taking things to the next level, stepping outside of the purple circle. Melvin would be another purple circle step out. And it's just, it's just such a cool opportunity to be able to sit down with artists that really kind of helped craft a lot of the 80s sounds and, just music in general. So I'm looking so forward to the next show next Tuesday with Peppy Willie. It's just amazing. Hoffler, thank you so much from Australia. Hello. So many people on here that are saying hello that apparently just dropped in. Vicky, hello, how are you? So many people on board. Thank you so much for joining us. You're coming in towards the close. We only got like about 15 minutes left of the broadcast. So if you have any questions and you're joining us on Facebook Live, facebook.com/Funkatopia, make sure you go ahead and get in your questions now, because I'm going to talk about one more thing and then I'll address some of your questions that you may have. Nick did send me an email. He said, a while back, he said he booked a trip for himself and a family to go to Minneapolis. Ticks for the release party pop-up. I'm going to read this one offline because never mind. I'm going to read this one offline. Let me see if I can, I'm going to read this one offline. I may be making an impromptu travel. Let's see. Nick, I'm going to get with you in just a minute. I'm going to talk about that later. I shouldn't even started reading that. Nick, that sounds awesome. Let me see if I can work it out. Anyways, trying to go through some of these emails and make sure I didn't miss anything. Yes. We're going to be working with, we try to work with a lot of different other podcasts. In the past, we've worked with Dr. Funkenberry. In the past, we've worked with Michael Dean. Also, I don't know if any of you have anybody else ever been to funkenstuff.net, FUNK, the letter N, stuff, funkenstuff.net. Anybody ever been there? This guy, Scott Goldfine, is like a funk aficionado. He has interviewed everybody on the planet in funk music, and we're actually going through the process of trying to work together. And I want to do something with this guy. He is just amazing. I just wanted to do a quick shout out to Scott because I love all the work that he's doing and the hard work that he's put in for years. This guy has been just toiling, and I don't think that I don't think he's gets the credit he deserves. And a lot of people don't know who he is, but Scott Goldfine, funkenstuff.net, FUNKN stuff.net. Absolutely check that out. All right. So let me talk this one thing about, that's been kind of coming up about the album chats that we've been doing here. For a lot of people, many of you know we've been doing these album chats for a long time. We've done every single one of Prince's albums with the exception of just like a handful that we have not done. Like we've done everything in Prince's discography, starting from For You all the way through to his final album, The Hit and Run Phase 2. Plus we've also done the B-sides. We've done Chocolate Invasion. We've done Golden Age. We've done all these things that we've done. But there's been a couple that we skipped over because we were trying to figure out some other way to craft them. Like we skipped over Bria Valente and we skipped over Third Eye Girl's Plectrum Electrum. But those are ones that we are going to do. We are absolutely positively going to do those albums, but we just haven't gotten to it. All that being said, we've done every single one of Prince's albums. We've done album chats. Plus, we've also done album chats for the times. What time is it? Which we just got done doing, and we just got done posting, and also Ice Cream Castles, and we've done Vanity Six's album. So we've done some other things outside of Prince's discography as well, although technically those are Prince's albums. But we've kind of experienced a little bit of an issue, and we've talked about this online. On the Facebook broadcast and the YouTube broadcast, on the video broadcast, we've talked about some of the issues that we've been having with some algorithms and a couple of individuals also. I'm trying to give you a short version of this as much as I possibly can. The interviews that we do and some of these posts and some of these things that we do here are not an issue, not at all, because there's not really any music being played. The radio station, if you're listening via Funked Up and you're listening to the radio station on Funkatopia or Radionomy or wherever you're listening to the radio station or tune in or whatever, there is no issues with the broadcast, with the radio station Funked Up at all. Okay. We are ASCAP licensed. We purchased the appropriate licensing. We make sure that we're doing things legitimately and that we're not doing anything out of the scope of what we would do for a radio broadcast. However, there are some issues with the album chats, apparently, from an algorithm perspective with Facebook and YouTube. So when we do an album chat and we cover Purple Rain in its entirety, or we cover Rainbow Children in its entirety, and we talk about every single one of the songs on there, we talk a little bit about the background, the history of the songs, maybe talk about some of the content, who was playing on it, when the first time and the last time each song was played, and then we actually play the songs as well. Facebook and YouTube have this algorithm in place where if they hear the music, they automatically either, in Facebook's case, they mute the audio, or in YouTube's case, they just simply take it down. What used to happen with YouTube is they just said, okay, there's music on here. You can't monetize this particular video because there's copyrighted music. So what they do is they just say, we're going to leave it up. It's fine, but you just can't. Now, however, again, we're licensed to play music. 95+% of the stuff that you see on YouTube that has music on it is not legit. It's people just putting up stuff just to put up stuff and to get some views and to, maybe make some money off of ads until they get shut down. 95+%, I'm telling you. So that's the reason why the algorithms are in place, is because it's just too much. There's just too much going up and it's just too difficult to shut down. But they don't have an equivalent practice in place for people like us who have gone through the process of legitimately getting the licensing and doing things legitimately. Because what we have to do is that every single time they do that to one of our videos, I have to construct an email. I've got a template email now at this point. I have to construct an email, and then I have to attach the license, and I have to show that I'm current on my payment, and I have to send it to them, and I say, we're allowed to do this. And sometimes they say, oh, our bad, and they put it back up, and then sometimes they don't. But it never fails that every single time that we do an album chat, it sets off that algorithm. There's a second level to this, and that's a huge pain in the butt. It's just a pain. It's insane. It's so difficult to have to struggle and deal with that. The second thing is that individuals who don't like what we're doing, or maybe they have something, maybe they played on the album, or maybe they didn't play on the album. Maybe they don't have anything better to do other than, I don't like what Mr. Christopher is doing with Funkatopia. I don't like these album chats. I don't like the fact that he can go through this process and that he does all this hard work and that he tried to make it in. I don't like it because I'm not able to do the same exact thing. So I'm going to go directly to the source. I'm going to go directly to the labels, or I'm going to go directly to RIAA, and I'm going to make a formal complaint through their online forums about each individual album chats as they're done. And when the RIAA or the other people get involved with that process, forget it. It's not only can they take down the offending video or the offending broadcast, they can shut down the entire account. Like, not even the interviews can even be available. And I'd have to find another host, and I'd have to go through a whole process and uploading everything and redoing the description. I had to redo everything again. So I've already have to battle the algorithms, and now I have to battle, there's a couple individuals that decide, and you can find out who your complainers are. And it's essentially two individuals, and people are just falling all over themselves for me to name who these individuals are. And there's only one that I know that I'm fairly positive that is causing some of these issues. And one of which lives in Minneapolis. I'm not going to indicate which one I know. One of the individuals is in Minnesota, which that could be anybody, really, to be totally honest, because there are so many people who are actively involved in the recording of those. But it's pointless because, again, we are legitimately licensed. So there's no point. You're complaining about something that's not an issue. You're just making me jump through a bunch of hoops every single time you do this. And it's a pain. It really is a pain. The other person is on the other side of the planet in California. So you've got somebody in California and somebody in Minnesota, both of which are regularly going in and doing some reporting, and it's just a pain. So as a result of the activity of these individuals, and because of the ridiculous process that we have to go through to fight these algorithms, we have decided that as far as album chats are concerned, you can hear them live here when I do them. You can hear them live here when I do them. After that, the only way that you can hear them is to become a supporter of Funkatopia via Patreon. Patreon.com/Funkatopia. Again, that's patreon.com/Funkatopia. That's Funkatopia. And of course, being a member of Funkatopia in Patreon as a supporter is fantastic. First off, you're going to have access to all of those album chats, every single one of them in their entirety, edited down without all the hemming and hawing and weirdness and, any technical flaw. All that stuff is edited out. It's all pristine. You're going to have access to all that stuff. Plus, you also get access to things that other people will not have access to. Plus, once a year, I actually send gifts to a lot of the Patreon supporters at certain levels. I do lots of things for Patreon supporters. I just don't just accept your support. I do other things too. I actually go out of my way to make sure that you feel like you are justified in supporting this radio station. I'm always going to continue working for you guys. I'm always going to continue fighting for you guys. And I know that you want me to name who some of these individuals are. And I just can't. I need to play at a higher level. And I apologize for that. So the only way that I can fight this is just making sure that we take even legitimacy even to the next level and making sure that it's behind, it's not publicly available. So the listeners that have access to it are just not. So if you want to listen to the album chats, you're going to have to tune in when I do them live, or become a member of Patreon supporters, and support there. Patreon.com/Funkatopia. And again, we actually had there was somebody who actually became Dawn Hightower. Welcome. Dawn Hightower became a member of Patreon on September 21st. And we're actually going to be updating the list of Patreon supporters that we do on a regular broadcast. The commercial that you hear on the radio station, that's going to be updated because there's been some changes and we got some new people that have supported. But I wanted to at least say welcome to Dawn Hightower, and anybody else that becomes a Patreon supporter. what I want to do, I want to start making a regular effort that when we start these broadcasts, any new Patreon supporters that come on board, I want to name you and give you a shout out at the beginning of every single one of these broadcasts that we do. So please become a member of Patreon, patreon.com/Funkatopia. Please be a member and sign in, and you'll have access to all those album chats. There's a bunch of album chats that are missing, but there's some things that you're going to get that nobody else is going to get. And it's really, really cool. So anyways, so I just had to get that out in the open. I don't know why people decide that they feel like they have to go through the process of making an issue out of something that's not an issue. That's what's more annoying than anything else, is people that are making issues of things that are not an issue. I want to put the licensing for that we pay for up online so that people can see it, but it wouldn't make a difference. It wouldn't make a difference because it just doesn't make a difference. It doesn't matter. This is how we're dealing with it. So if you love the album chats and you love some of the stuff that's got a lot of music on it, you love some of the posts that have a lot of music on it, you need to become a member of Patreon, because that's the only place that you're going to be able to see them. So you want to get all that stuff? Patreon.com/Funkatopia. Thank you so much. Patreon.com/Funkatopia. Let me answer some of his questions. Lisa said, I received an awesome magazine for my donation. Lisa, the longer you stay a member, your gifts are just going to get better and better as they go, because I want to make sure that I'm paying attention and that you guys, I want to show my gratitude, because I wouldn't be able to do this for you. I wouldn't be able to pay this licensing. I wouldn't be able to do these things without your support. And Dunn says, is that my daughter? Yes, that's my youngest behind. She is actually one of the 2 Georgia girls that makes this amazing therapeutic slime. And it was an amazing idea, making slime for adults that actually has therapeutic qualities and stuff like that. So again, if you're interested in getting slime, this newest edition is a very, very limited. They only made like 5 jars. One of them's out. Actually 4, because we had an order. Now I haven't checked the orders again, but very, very limited. But there's others in there too, and they're going to be anyway, I won't go down that path. Yes, that's my daughter. Let me see. I saw a question. Let's see. Eddie says, any chance you'll do, I'm going to answer some of these questions, then we'll close this up. Eddie says, any chance you'll do a Maserati album chat? Absolutely. Yes. There will be a matter of fact, Eddie, Maserati will be the next album chat that I will do. I will call Mark. Mark is a friend of mine. Many of you know as Brown Mark. I'll send him a text and see if he's willing to come on board and come on the show and actually do that album chat with me. But Eddie, that will be the next album chat that I do. I think that will be a great album chat. That's an amazing idea. For sure. Vicky says, what's the site to order slime? It's 2georgiagirls.com, TWO georgiagirls.com. She said, you thought that you ordered, but it may not have come through. Let me double check. I will make sure, because anybody that did not receive it, if you say you ordered, yes, actually, Vicky, I did see that you ordered on August 12th, 2020, but you're right. It did not go through. Something happened and it did not go through. So it looked like you changed your mind. So that's the reason why you hadn't gotten the order. So if you want to order, you can. And also be sure, yes, Eddie, I mean Brown Mark. That's who I mean. Mark Brown, aka Brown Mark. I'll give him a call and see if he will do the album chat with me. I'm sure that he will. He loves doing that stuff. It's really just a scheduling thing. Even if he doesn't, I'll make sure that I'll do it anyways. So we'll actually do that. So Dunn says, so glad I found you. Such a good show. Dunn, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. We love new listeners, and you've got a lot of great content to go through too. I mean, we've done so many of these shows. We've been doing this for so long. There's a lot of good stuff. So even if we happen to miss a week, there's so much stuff to go through. We've been doing this for years. It's amazing. Hold on a second. Hoffler says Prince is on the October cover of Germany's Rolling Stone next month. Fun fact. I did not know that. Let's make sure that we order Germany's. So let's inundate Germany's version of Rolling Stone for next month. We got to get that. That's got to be awesome. Somebody else asked something too. What do we get Prince wise on there other than your stuff? Prince wise on where? On Mary, what are you referring to? Are you referring to Patreon? Or are you referring to kind of clarify what your question is? Somebody else said, April says Kat was recently on the warpath that she didn't get credit back, nor with the estate now. She wouldn't have issue with us because while we did cover like Love Sexy and stuff, the albums that she was on, again, we're legit, so it wouldn't be that issue. It could. Hoffler said, thanks for the clarification on the algorithms. Yeah, the algorithms have automatic things in place. They use a software called Grace Note, and Grace Note kind of, as things get posted, if it has music, Grace Note identifies songs. It's the same thing that Soundhound and what's that TV show with the song thing where you got to beat the clock of identifying songs? Shazam. Yeah, it's the same exact ones. And they identify songs quickly and they say, that's copyrighted music. And they assume, and 95% of the time they're right, that you're posting something that is copyrighted. And so they take it down. And again, they have all these really cool processes in place to protect the artist, but they do not have processes in place for those of us who are legit. Did you have something important to say?
Weren't you doing like this show like when I was like 2 or something?
I've been doing it for a long time. Yes. I've been doing it for, she just asked, weren't you doing the show when when I was like 2? Yeah, actually I was doing it for quite a long time. We've been doing this show for a very, very long time, so that you can find some really old broadcasts. Some of those are not available anymore. Somebody was asking about, Hoffler says, why is there animosity with some other Prince podcasters? There's room for everyone in their appreciation for Prince. Is it just jealousy or people being opportunistic? That's what Hoffler said. I don't think it's like that. And most of the people that I've worked with have been really, Funkenberry has been on this show a few times. He's been on this show a few times. I've been on his show. I've been on Michael Dean's show. Michael Dean has been on this show. I haven't worked with Prince's friend, but he's picked up some of the stuff that I've posted and he's rebroadcast it. But other than that, I don't really think there's a whole bunch of animosity, but I think there's some people that are out there that feel like, and we just got done having Wally on the show. Wally is starting a brand new Prince podcast, and I started out my show hyping up his stuff for 20 minutes, talking about his brand new Prince podcast that's coming out. So I don't have any of it. I think the more the better. It's great. This is not necessarily a Prince podcast. As you can probably tell, one of the things that I've been trying to do over time is kind of, not just focus just on Prince. I would love to. It's great, but there's so many of us doing it, and so each one of us has a little something different that we do. Michael Dean likes to focus a lot on. He's a big Marvel freak, so he likes to do a lot of Marvel stuff, so like Avengers and things like that. So he loves talking about those types of things and comic books and some of that thing and some of that focus. For me, I've started to kind of expand a little bit into other stuff too, because it's Funkatopia, not Princetopia. So that's the reason why we've had Bootsy Collins on here, while we're actively working with Bootsy. And on top of that, with CeeLo Green, we just got done working with CeeLo, and we're going to have Melvin Riley from Ready for the World. He's going to be on the show in October. And also, this is just to kind of everybody keep under your hats. We're still working on it, but we're also working on having John Legend on the show as well. So we've got all these people that are going to be on the show that you guys all know and love, and it's going to be amazing. Some of the things that we're doing is just, you're going to love it. And I'm looking forward to it. And I know that we're super Prince heavy. I got it. And there's a reason for that. One of the reasons that we even exist today is because of Prince and all the love and marketing that he did specifically for Funkatopia. All the posts that he did when he was with us on Facebook, all the posts that he did on Twitter about us, all the posts that Third Eye Girl did for us. They were always talking about Funkatopia, always. he obviously loved what we were doing here. And one of the reasons why we have the traffic and the friction that we do is because of the fact that Prince gave us so much love. So we're obviously you see my wall behind me, right? If you're looking on Facebook, you see, and this is just like a sampling of all the stuff that I have of, I mean, it's insane. It's ridiculous. Somebody else asked a question about, another question from Hoffer said, do you think Wendy and Lisa were snubbed for being credited on Sign of the Times? In a recent interview, they said they were devastated at not having been credited on Prince for the work they did. Yeah, you probably heard that recently on the episode 1 of the official Prince podcast. I know that every single time I end a podcast, I always say that it's not affiliated with Prince or the estate of Prince Roger Ralston, and I always say yet. The yet will probably never, ever, 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 ever happen because of the fact that I think the estate has pretty much locked in with the current. The current is located in Minnesota and Minneapolis, so they have direct contact with them. There's not a bunch of people that need to fly around or do a bunch of things to handle that. It's just, it is what it is. And, that's kind of the extent of it, really. And I think they've kind of locked in. They've become the official Prince podcast. So they don't need more than one official Prince podcast. So I think that pretty much says what it needs to say. But anyways, in episode 1 of the official Prince podcast for Sign of the Times, that was to preface this release of Super Deluxe that's coming out on Friday. In episode 1, Wendy and Lisa talk about how much work they did on the album for Sign of the Times. A majority of the music that is on Sign of the Times was worked on by Prince, Wendy, and Lisa. They worked with him in writing the music. They worked with him on so many levels in creating a lot of that stuff. And then when Sign of the Times was released, the only thing that Prince put in there was thank you to Wendy and Lisa in the credits. That was it. You can actually hear Wendy and Lisa in the background vocals on a lot of stuff. Their background vocals on some of the unreleased tracks that are on here, Eggplant and stuff, they're all over this stuff. And they got no credit whatsoever. It just said, thank you, Wendy and Lisa. And that it absolutely positively was a snub. I don't know what the reasoning for it was. I don't know what his thought process was, but yeah, it was cold. I got nothing but mad love from Wendy and Lisa. I love their solo material. Wendy and Lisa are incredible. Fruit at the Bottom is an amazing album. Eroica is an amazing album. Even Girl Brothers is an amazing. Their music is great. And I've got the actual physical CDs, not just the MP3s. That's just not me listening on Spotify and going, oh, I like that. I actually purchased the CDs in order to support them, or cassettes, or whatever it was that I had. I actually got an opportunity to see them in Atlanta at the Cotton Club in Atlanta when they were touring with, I don't think it was Eroica. It seemed like it was in between Fruit at the Bottom and Eroica, but I want to say it was around Eroica, the timing of that. And I got to see them perform live, and it was so good. Those girls are so friggin' talented. It's just unbelievable. It really is. One of the things I do want to do, and I do plan to do, is I do plan to have an album chat for The Dream Factory, which is an album that did not get released. But on that album, there is some solo work from Lisa. She actually opens the album with a song called Visions that is just breathtaking. It's just some piano work, and it's not Prince opening up an album. It's Lisa. Now, obviously, this album did not get released, but what's kind of cool about it is that this Dream Factory kind of got broken up into Sign of the Times, and also got broken up into, some stuff went here, some stuff went there. And so it was kind of all over the place. But what's cool is that, they actually did quite a bit of work on this, on Sign of the Times. Long story short, long story longer, Wendy and Lisa did a lot of work on Sign of the Times. Most of what you hear on Sign of the Times is a direct reflection of a lot of hard work and labor by Wendy and Lisa. So yeah, technically I feel that they did get snubbed on Sign of the Times. I don't know what the reasoning for it is, but I can't think of any legitimate reason why they would have been snubbed like that. There is nothing whatsoever that could legitimately be a valid reason for them getting snubbed the way that they got snubbed. It's just not. Andre says can't see the video. I don't know why. I think everybody else is saying they can see video, so I don't know what the problem is on that. Let's see where else. Dunn, our brand new fan from on YouTube says, I need to ask my USA friend to buy slime from her. She's beautiful. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Dunn, I don't know if you're male or female, so if I've been calling you he and you're a she, or calling you she, I my apologies. I just says done. So I assume. Vicky says, what's the site to order slime? Again, that's 2georgiagirls.com, or you can also go to slimeforadults.com. Again, this gold rush that you see on here. Everything there's a lot of it is on back order. A lot of it has already been depleted because you guys came in and wiped them out. They do have they have they have very, very limited stock on pretty much everything, but it's okay to go ahead and back order on anything that you see on there. If there's something that you want, go ahead and back order, because they will be restocking everything that's in that store this weekend. So everything will be restocked this weekend. So if you order something, it's not going to be a long wait. They're going to restock everything and it's all going to be good. So yes. April said she didn't get credit for the choreography on some vocals like the cat rap. Oh, she's talking about Cat. If you look at the rolling credits after the movie, she is listed as introducing Cat. She tried to blame Sheila for the post-production, said the estate contacted her for the reissue liner notes, but she wanted to wait. Well, yeah, I don't know. There's so many different things that are going on. Anyways, it is what it is. You should try to get a big named reggae artist. That would be amazing. How about Marcia says, how about Greasy Meal? Who is Greasy Meal, Marcia? Who is that? Anyways, so yes, you need to order Brown Mark's book. Brown Mark, his book is finally out and available. Cami says you need to order it. Yeah, I actually got a pre-copy of it. I also got a advanced copy of Pepe's book, If You Can See Me. His official book launch is tomorrow through prnalumni.org. Again, prnalumni.org. And you can actually order it from there. And what you doing?
How do you see what kind?
Oh, you just click on that. So anyways, yeah, she's looking at the orders that have come in. We are still good on Gold Rush. So if you do want to order this exclusive Gold Rush, you can still do it. I think there's only 3 jars left. So what is this? It's not my birthday. My birthday is November. If anybody wants to get me anything for my birthday in November 18th, you're more than welcome to do that. Is this going to explode? Why is it making noise? Is it going to explode? Why is it making noise?
No, it's like one of these.
Oh. It's like expanding in my hand. It's like getting tighter and it's making this crinkly noise. Can you hear it? I don't know what's going on. Oh no, get this away from me. It's freaking me out. It's going to explode in my face. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Yes, you need to order a new picture book coming out as well. Lenny Kravitz. I would love to have Lenny Kravitz on. I've actually asked his management multiple times and I never get a response. So, sometimes you never know where to actually reach, make the appropriate contacts to get people on the show. So it is what it is. Anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Be sure you tune in Tuesday. Not tonight, obviously. Next Tuesday, Pepe Willie is going to be on. We're going to talk about his brand new book, If You Can See Me, and we're going to talk all about Prince. Trust me, he's got tons of Prince stories. Plus, he's also got Little Anthony Imperial story too, because it's lots and lots of stuff. Lots and lots of stuff. You absolutely, positively have to tune in next Tuesday, because he has got stories about Prince you're not going to hear anywhere else. He was there at the very, very beginning during the 94 East days. Again, next Tuesday, Peppy Willie, and then put it on your calendar. October 27th, Melvin Riley from Ready for the World is going to be on here. And then, of course, we're going to actually, stay in touch with you whenever we book something else as well. Be sure that you head to 2georgiagirls.com. 2georgiagirls.com is that you're not actually going to see it. 2georgiagirls.com or slimeforadults.com and pick up your therapeutic slime. It's amazing. And again, if what you want is showing on back order or showing out of stock, don't worry about it. They're going to be working on the stock, on replenishing the stock this weekend. So everything will be reworked and be shipped out before the weekend is out. So it's all good. But this stuff, exclusive, there are only 3 jars of it left. So if you want it, you need to head to Slime for Adults to get it. It's a little bit more than the other slime that's on there because of the fact that it takes 2 weeks to make this particular one. 2 weeks. And it's worth every penny. It's pretty insane. You got to get it. Anyways, good night. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Vicky says she ordered her slime. Fantastic. Cool. Thank you, Vicky. And thank you, Dee Dee. Also, I see that Dee Dee ordered. Good night, everyone. I hope you have a great time, and I will get this broadcast up. There's no music involved, so you'll be okay. We'll get this broadcast. If it was an album chat, though, you'd have to go to patreon.com/Funkatopia. That's patreon.com/Funkatopia, Funkatopia, and get all those album chats. My goal is before the weekend is out to have all of the album chats up on the board. So that's it. Hope you guys have fun. Good night, everyone. See you later, alligator. After a while, crocodile. No more wine for Mr. Christopher. Good night, everyone. Jaden says, good night. See y'all later. Bye. Adios. See ya.